real choppy. Hopefully this catches up.
You set the Wi-Fi on?
I got it on Wi-Fi. So, yeah, that's not gonna work. Let me go, turn off the Wi-Fi a little bit. See if I can do it on the cell network and get a little bit better. Raise it up just a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can put on the cell network and get a little better signal.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long.
And it's kind of garbage out right now, so.
Man, if this doesn't work, I have a whole lot of videos to take down.
Yeah, you do. So it's a little choppy, but hopefully it doesn't come across all garbly goop. So we have this deer. It was a small button buck that somebody had watched it get hit. I mean, just literally watched the car in front of them hit it. And then those people stopped. Damage was light. They weren't going very fast. Did almost no damage to the animal, but they didn't want it. They're not from around here. That's not their kind of thing. So they called us and they're like, "Hey, you want this deer? Like, there's nothing wrong with it." Well, of course, we said, "Yeah." And then, so it's legal up here in Idaho if you roadkill or you watch a roadkill or something to collect it up. You just go online and you fill out this little paper. So you can print off a tag, a legal tag, if you want to take it to a processor. But we don't do the processor thing. We do it all here. So we called our kinsman, who's also that's what he does. He cuts meat. So he came out and butchered the deer up for us. Of course, we're capable of it because we do it every year. But it's a lot of fun to make it like a whole kindred thing. So a couple of kinsmen came out. We worked it down into a bin. We let it rest in the fridge for 4 days.
Yeah, 4 or
Yeah.
5 days.
4 or 5. I think 3 or 4, but whatever. So it rested a few days. Be the same as hanging it in a freezer or something. I don't know what's going on in there, but that's got to stop.
Yeah, he was working on it.
Okay. So that's where it came from. That's what we got, and we're going to. So we changed the menu real quick because this all of a sudden was in our lap. So we changed the menu for our Winter Nights gathering, and for the gathering we're going to have this venison. So we're going to make a couple of roasts, but we're going to roll them out, and then we're going to stuff them and roll them up, and then tie them up and smoke them, right? And then if you are one of our patrons, then you probably already got the pre-gathering operations order, which will tell exactly what the menus are going to be and all that, who's bringing what, the full breakdown of the gathering prior to it happening. So if you're not, then you'll get the little pieces as we release them on TikTok and whatnot. So all we got to do now is we got to process this baby. So processing clothing, right?
I'm ready.
You're ahead of me, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
Fine, whatever. Fine. And we also have, we basically have our own favorite knives. So I have a large butcher, a boning knife, which is an Ontario one, the Ontario Old Hickory. I really like this one. And then I have a little paring knife. And then what knives do you have? Santoku and a paring knife?
Yeah, I have the one you made me.
Yeah, so it's a Santoku and a little aluminum handle paring knife. So these are the ones we currently enjoy, and I think when we really dial in exactly what we want and what we prefer, once we get to that level, then I'll probably just design us a full set of processing knives. But we're not quite where we know exactly what we want yet. So, you want to start with a shoulder?
I'll start with the back straps while you keep going.
Okay, because I have the front shoulders here are generally small.
Okay.
I'll work with that. You want the back straps?
Yes.
And the tenderloins. There's a lot of fat on that. It's got to come off. So, yeah, so we're just going to go live and just chat a little while we do this work. We did just wash our hands, but we wash our hands multiple times through this process. And also, right down here next to us is a bucket of warm water, so we can just rinse our knives off here and there. Not too much concern. There's no hair or dirt on here, so there's nothing there to rinse off. But I mean,
I'm not not sure if I'm getting, whether people are chatting or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide.
Oh, right. So, and keep in mind, we're not pros at this. Sindri is. He's really good and quick, but we just get the meat off. So we're gonna essentially have our back straps. We might fillet those up or butterfly them or something. Most of the rest of this meat, we're just gonna grind up into burger because we eat a lot of burgers here as a kindred. And then we're gonna, when we get down there, we're gonna take those 2 big roasts, and those are gonna be our feast for this weekend, on top of anything else. But so we're not. I don't know all the big favorite cuts and all that kind of stuff. Usually that's all we do. Some stew meat, some roasts, back straps, and burger. So all we do is basic knives to remove big chunks of meat off the bone and then do with it what we decide to do. Now I don't know, I mean, some people are like, for some reason, some people are like extremely offended by that. And I don't really understand it, because by the time, in most cases, by the time you're hunting and you get an animal, you bag an animal, you really want to pay again for the processor. That's a paying for meat that you already paid for.
I can't even imagine what that cost is.
Yeah, like we've never, I mean, I've been hunting my whole life. We've never, ever taken a deer to a processor. Now, when I was a kid, if I got a deer, I would process it myself, but my mom would take some of the meat to the processor to make the sausages and snack sticks and stuff. But even now, we do all that ourselves here also. So we just take off as big a chunks as we can get and try not to waste anything. But on the topic of waste, so obviously when we got this beautiful creature, it was a whole creature. And you'll see if you end up watching that video where Sindri takes it apart for us, you'll see that it's still steaming. Like we went into action pretty quick when he took the hide off and everything. This animal was still steaming. It was super fresh, and that hide, Sindri will be brain tanning, and we'll use that for craft material for all kinds of things. That skull is going to some beetles, so that skull will hang on the skull tree and be honored in our bay, like the rest of the skulls that are there. And then all the non-usable parts of the animal, majority of them go in our raven feeder in the front yard, so ravens and crows can snack on that stuff. And then all the rest of the stuff that we dump, there's a special spot in the woods where not only us but all our neighbors dump, animal carcasses and things like that. And that spot is frequented by ravens, crows, eagles, coyotes, even a couple of buzzards. Huh?
That's a tenderloin?
The,
Nice.
even a couple buzzards. So there's a lot of scavenger creatures that feast on that pile over there. And so we gladly feed them every year as well. So nothing goes to waste is my point. Even this bone that's right here, this bone will not go to waste. This bone will go somewhere. And the cool thing is, that spot where we pile up all the carcasses, we can come back in the spring and there's a whole lot of clean bones there that we can use for craft and other stuff. So all of this stuff, everything has value and it all gets used. So what better way to honor an animal than that?
So Ryan Wolfenson said yummy.
Yeah, buddy. This, are you having trouble with your cutting board sliding around?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking,
Want one of those rubber mats up there?
that's what I'm thinking. But we have the thin ones are over here, but we're gonna need those. So reclamp that and give me both of those, and then we'll put 2 under each of our mats. That should be okay, right?
We're not leaving.
We're not leaving. We'll be back. One of us has to stay on camera.
It's still kind of choppy though.
I know it's staying choppy. I don't understand what's going on. How does it look on yours? I'll put the Wi-Fi back on.
It's choppy on mine.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really overcast right now too, and we've had like a whole bunch of people move into this area lately, and our cell signal is really garbage recently. So we have bad cell signal and we have a bad Wi-Fi connection. So, I mean, we can't really do anything about it.
Mm.
It's a real bummer though, because this is like one of our first lives here. It's only like our second, right, or third?
Third.
Yeah, and it's really kind of a bummer that it's not coming out really good. But
Jaffenhauer said choppy on mine too.
yeah, but hang out anyway. I mean, we're still making meat either way, even if it's.
Ryan O'Ryan said low frame rate. Hmm. And Jaffenhauer said I'm in Post Falls.
Yeah, he's working in Post Falls.
Oh, nice.
What did I get up for? What was I getting?
Rubber mats. This doesn't need clipped because it's kind of sitting on the table.
Oh,
So I have a rubber mat for you.
And then we got more here. You need 2 under each, right?
Yeah. And then if you would bring me,
Do you have one?
I have one.
And then there's another. And I have 2. What am I going to bring you?
The gloves. I took my gloves off so I could touch.
I didn't even use gloves yet.
Oh.
So you can have them. I don't even need them. I don't want them. Just keep my hands. Wash them a little bit. Bjorn, get out of the kitchen. Get out.
You know he's not leaving. Now with deer on the table.
Yeah. All right. So hands are washed. And what I'm doing here is I'm just getting the biggest chunks off that I can. Some of it is garbage, but which one's garbage?
This is garbage.
That's garbage, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is all just fat and garbage. No point in holding on to that.
Probably put it closer to you because you have bigger
You're
chunks.
trimming though, so
Yeah, but I'm trimming very small pieces.
yeah. But I'm about ready to hand you a big pile to trim. So
Oh.
it's just the really big chunks I'm taking off. I'm not going to concern with the little things. That's your job. Okay.
Yeah, usually I'm getting all the everything else ready while you're starting to debone.
Yeah.
That damn water came back on.
Get it?
So we got 4 here. One of them is us.
Yeah. So most of this meat here will end up being hamburger anyway. So I'm not going to be too concerned about what I'm doing. I'm just getting it off the bone. Basically, I use these front shoulders since most of it's hamburger anyway. I use these as kind of a warm up before I go to the back ones that I need to get roasts off of. You know what I mean?
That's nice.
This nice hard waxy fat off. So yeah, so maybe not a lot of interaction here, but but you'll see. We'll be on for a while too, so you gotta go to lunch break or whatever. We'll probably still be here when you get back. We don't. We make sure that when we do this, we set ourselves out enough time that we don't have any obligations for a while. So, because we pick the bones clean, I'm telling you, it's not like you get a processor, you're going to get a certain yield, but they're only going to worry about the big juicy pieces. They're not going to worry too much about picking the bones clean like we do. But it all makes good burger.
It does make good burger. Kind of makes me want to throw these loins and straps on the grill tonight.
Yeah. Prank caller, prank caller.
Come on, man. You know you like it.
I know I would. Butterfly those things up. Sindri didn't say we couldn't.
He did not say we couldn't.
Neither did Jaffenhauer.
No.
They had a say. Jaffenhauer's like, don't you dare.
We could turn these into like the appetizer from last gathering, the crostinis. That was pretty
Oh
yummy.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
certainly do that. Steamies. We could do little pinwheel steaks too.
Oh yeah.
You could roll them up like a sushi. You know what I mean?
I should totally leave these for you now.
What's that?
The back straps, because I see you have a pile of meat for me. A little better at taking stuff off the bone.
I don't know that I am, but there's definitely a pile of meat to go through. There's not much to go through though. I was pretty clean about most of that. So. People are like, "You guys are such hacks. I'm losing my mind." Fine, fine. We'll all make a meal.
Or maybe they're like, oh, that was pretty easy. Ta-da! Look at that. Beautiful thing.
Yeah. It's nice. You don't really have to know what you're doing to do a lot of things. So you just jump in and do it.
Jaffenhar said, nah, butterfly them up. Stuffed steaks are so much better. That's
Apparently, Yavanar missed the joke, and the joke was that we were going to go ahead and have them for dinner tonight without you guys. So
didn't I just
He's
say
like,
it
wait a
was
second.
Post Falls? Well, we are going to do some stuff to roast for gathering this weekend.
Mhm.
And you remember what we're stuffing them with?
I know spinach and some rancid cheese, goat
Not
cheese.
rancid, no. Fresh mozzarella.
Oh, fresh. Why mozzarella? Why not blue cheese or something rancid like that, or
I don't know.
why not something a little pungent?
Well, we're doing two of them. We could do one with blue cheese. That would be yummy.
Does anybody not like blue cheese? Have you taken a survey on that?
I have not taken a survey on that.
That's good. That's about it. I don't know if I'm gonna get any more off of that. At least not anything useful. Rue's like, I'll go ahead and help you try. So there's a bunch of meat there.
Okay.
Shoulder number deuce. Ooh, got the little skin on that one.
Those.
Well, it just tells you how sharp those knives are he's using. Like he is electric running through them, you know. They're very specifically designed knives for that purpose. Ours are just some stuff we got at Goodwill.
Yep. It would be interesting to try to do this with some of his knives and see the difference.
But this isn't what he does. He doesn't cut meat like this.
Oh yeah,
He cuts it off the animal. I mean, he dispatches
that
the
was
animals.
quite obvious
Yeah,
a couple of days ago.
yeah, pretty obvious. He knew how to take the parts off an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barney, are you hungry? Your dog's over here begging.
My dog is.
Yeah, you know my dog don't want any.
Off some of this.
Is that the other front?
Yeah. See that front? Some of this. Now on cow, the fat's like the best part. On venison, you want to get rid of all of that mess. And this was a very young button buck. Like he wasn't even, the buttons weren't even breaking through the skin. Very small deer, very young. But we're still leading into November, so we're still getting some testosterone going. So we don't want that. And it seems like the ruddier they are, the more that fat affects the meat. So give me a tiny little buck or a doe any day. Just get little chunks of fat off of here.
Yeah, there's certain parts I can smell a little of the,
rancidness.
just the gaminess. I mean, it's nothing. Nope. Go lay down.
Yeah. Come on, bud. Want that? That's not for you, bud. You don't even like it. You don't even like raw meat.
You don't even like it. Here, I'll give you a piece. Remember you like it when it's cooked?
Remember when you spit it out, but you guard it?
Oh yeah, we're gonna grind all this up for them next, like we did last year.
Grind up all the scraps?
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember
we
we
can.
did that?
Yeah, that's right.
They really liked that.
Did they? Because I thought it was gross.
Well, no, they loved it once it was cooked. They just don't like it raw.
So that's what, as we're trimming right now, we get some bad cuts here. Some of this is pretty good, but anything that we reject goes in that other bowl, and then we just ground it up a couple of times and then cooked it up for the dogs, and they loved it as a little snackage. Because really, we say it's gross, but the truth is, it's all edible. So if this was survival, we'd be eating every bit we could. We wouldn't be grossed out by the, oh, that's a little blubbery, or that's a little bloodshot. Nope, nobody cares. Still has the same value. I know we're probably gonna get some people in here that have like an issue with this, but the truth of the matter is, the animal got hit by a car, and I mean, no matter what you think about the treatment of animals, this is better than rotting on the side of the road. You know, I would think.
So. Yeah. Well, not all states allow you to.
California doesn't.
Yeah, to take roadkill.
No.
It just sits there and rots until somebody. City
So
comes to
California
pick it up.
doesn't, but on that note,
There's no more deer left in California because there's so many people.
no, there's plenty. But the problem is that people would build vehicles in California. They would build rigs just to go hunting with a truck.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They would. They would make it a thing to just go see how many they could run over in a night, and then, you know, and then try and figure out some way to sell it. That's a fact. So they kind of have to have regulations like that. I mean, other people in Idaho that do it, probably. I haven't seen it though. I haven't seen any like rigs that were built just for the purpose of running down deer. You know,
Right.
but I'm sure that somebody's doing it. There's some scandalous prepper types up here.
This is probably the most boring live ever.
Yeah, probably. Whatever though. I mean, we're doing it. It's not boring for someone who's on the fence about whether or not they have the capability to do it. You do, believe me. Everybody has the capability to take meat off a bone. The way we do it. Which is probably, truthfully, it's probably more realistic to the past, you know?
Oh.
I mean, think about it. Ancestors. They didn't have specific, beautiful cuts of meat. They just, most of the time, even for bloat, they would just kill an ox or something and boil the whole thing. You know? They didn't have like special cuts or anything. I'm sure they understood that some pieces were sweeter and better than others, like the back straps and the tenderloins, you know?
Yeah.
But I think probably for the most part, it was just meat. They probably cut it into bite-sized pieces and most of the time ate it in a stew. They probably didn't even cook a steak, you know? Whole Foods situation.
I think something else too is a lot of people don't understand that there's not a whole lot of blood at this stage either.
That's true too. Yeah, if you hung it or you drained it or whatever, or you bled it out, yeah, there really isn't a lot of blood.
I know my friend was quite shocked. She's like, "It looks like meat from the grocery store." It's like, yeah, except it's not gonna get recalled.
Yeah, there's no recall on wild game.
She was a little nervous when she's like, "What are you doing? Cutting up a deer? Oh, I'll come over later."
Yeah, everybody thinks it's gonna be like a scene out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're being here like flinging meat and fat and blood and gristle all over the place.
I mean, technically, Cindy did have a power tool for a moment.
Well,
so
yeah,
it
but
would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre on that video.
right.
Is he just over there just eating?
Well, I mean, some of these little pieces, I mean, not really good for us, but Bjorn loves them. Picked pretty clean. And like I said, those will go in the all those little bone pieces right there. They'll end up going in the Raven feeder out front. And Bjorn, you're in a bad spot, bud.
Brian O'Ryan said, "I doubt that's a widespread thing." Doggy. And he also said, "If an old man with a wide-brimmed hat hiding a missing eye comes by, be sure to show hospitality."
Right? Facts. Facts.
Speaking of Odin, did you see the TikTok video I put out this morning?
I did not.
There may have been a one-eyed, wide-brimmed hat-wearing dude in our latest TikTok video.
Yeah.
Well, one of them, not our latest one, but so they'll have to watch a couple of them to find it.
That was the ice maker. Anybody commenting or anything?
Nope, there's only two of us. One of them is me.
Mm.
Or maybe like PETA shut this down or something.
Yeah, YouTube's crony screeners decided. That's what's really happened. YouTube's crony screeners decided that they weren't going to promote this sort of ancestral behavior.
Ancestral behavior. I love that.
Yeah, you're going to love that too. Boom.
That's nice. Oh, that's the other back straps.
Yeah, it was just the next piece in the bin, so I grabbed it.
Yeah, I only grabbed that because
Ooh. Don't know. I don't think I hit myself. I think I just scared myself. Woo! Little nick. Little tiny nick. Every time. I gotta sharpen it because that should have taken my finger off.
do I need a Band-Aid for you?
No, it's not bleeding. It's just a tiny, well, maybe it is bleeding. Tiny
Well,
little
you
nick.
know, sometimes it takes a moment to.
Yeah. Will you grab me a Band-Aid and a rubber glove?
Yep.
So that's kind of a thing they say, a dull knife is more dangerous than a sharp knife. That's the example right there, because if it was sharp, it would have just sliced in next to the bone, but it was dull, so it slipped off the bone and then bounced, just nicked my finger. But that is, that's where that comes from. So,
Just one glove?
yeah,
Right.
just one glove.
Michael Jackson in again?
Yeah. Really, the only reason I'm concerned about it is I want to make sure that my blood doesn't get on the meat. So, you got the biggest Band-Aid you could find, didn't you?
I just grabbed what was on top. I mean, I know it's not that big, but.
Ooh. And then, and now we have to do the cover it up.
The tribute.
Yeah. Doesn't fit my hands really well anyway. You got bigger gloves this time, didn't you?
Yeah, those are XL for you.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't always fit my hand, but, and then it's even harder with them being a little bit wet.
Yep, and Hearts and Lunches almost over, guys. Got a split. Thank you both for showing us this.
Yeah, we're going to leave the whole video up, so, it's going to be a long live, but
Yeah.
it's the process, you know, part of the process. And just really, it's nice to be really grateful that we're in a state where you can do this. Like this animal, anywhere else, or in a lot of other places, this would just be rotting on the side of the road. But I mean, we got it taken apart so fast, taking the hide off, it was still steaming.
It's a pretty cool video that's coming soon.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan said unit 82nd 100 or 8200, and then I'll be back, and then he's back. AJ, the North Heathen, said Helsa, Gully Boulevard, and Scoville.
Hey AJ, how you doing?
Hi, AJ.
We're prepping this gift of a deer for next gathering.
Which is like, what's today? Wednesday.
Is today Wednesday?
Yeah.
So they'll be showing up on Friday. We might even get some members on Thursday. So it's Winter Nights Gathering or Veternater and Veterblot. And that's what's coming up this weekend for us. So this deer sort of fell out of the sky into our hands. And our kinsman came out and helped us process it to this point. But now we're just doing the cleanup and prepping the cuts for whatever we're going to be eating at this next gathering, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome of Uller to provide such a neat gift this close to a gathering. We eat a lot of weird meat here anyway, sheep, goat, bear, or two. But deer's always a favorite around here. Elk probably most of all, but we have the least of it, you know. Even Stig is stingy with his elk. You know what I mean?
Yup. Yeah, pretty cool to get this though, because
Yeah.
we haven't been able to hunt like we normally do. Like every distraction possible is coming up. It's pretty cool that we will still have venison.
Yeah, I have a hunt in Montana this year with Stig, and that might be why he just asked me what I'm doing on the 11th. So I'll have to get with.
Oh, he just asked that.
He texted me earlier, but I didn't text him back yet because we were busy. Or 17th or something, I don't know. I'll just have to look because I didn't have time to look at my schedule and figure out what I was up to. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hunting with Elias and Brody, and then I can go to Montana and do that hunt. You know.
So AJ said, doing good and very nice. Nothing beats deer meat.
Elk does. So does reindeer. But a deer this young and delectable, yeah, this is a good one. Now, Sindri wanted us to leave it bone in for the smoker, but we're going to do something even more special with it. So you can see here, there's a little bruising that got trimmed off from the car, but they couldn't have been moving very fast, you know?
Sharpen me a minute.
Yeah. Here, do mine too. I can't check it because my thumbnail's covered up.
Oh yeah, that's good. Thank you. Are you going to keep some, or is it all for bloat? AJ asked that.
Well, we're doing 2 roasts for ritual, and then the rest of it, pretty much we're going to grind up into burger, except the back straps. We'll fillet those up. We'll probably have the back straps as an appetizer on Friday or maybe even Saturday afternoon. And then the 2 roasts are going to be the main course for the gathering, and the rest is just burger meat, which we'll either make it into sausage and we'll have it like for one of the breakfasts on the next gathering, or we'll grind it into and just package it up as burger, and it'll be one of these Thursday nights or whatever, or Friday nights, we'll just have burgers. But yeah, it's all going to the Kindred, but there's no way to consume all of this in one weekend.
I'm gonna make the appetizer, I think, out of it because I need a pound of ground venison.
Yeah,
So I might as well use this instead of thawing some.
yeah. So I'm gonna find that bone. Buddy. So with this one, I gotta try and find that center. Hit that bone. And then go around that joint, which is always kind of terrifying. Seriously. And then I just basically just cutting off as much as I can get. You're kind of nasty. And I'm just going to basically just skin it right off the bone here with this boning knife.
It's kind of weird working on the same side
There's
of the
one.
table with you.
It is. It's kind of weird. Normally we're on the opposite sides of the table, passing meat over and back, but.
We both have our jobs to do.
Mm-hmm. So this is a nice small roast. We might cook that up too. We might add that to the feast, but we have a big roast here too.
Is it bruising?
Yeah, just scrap them. I don't know if that's all bruising, but yeah, I'd give it all that.
This whole.
No, just cut that bruising.
Oh, okay.
Just throw it in the burger pile.
Buddy, you want a bite? He wants to like it, but I don't think he really.
Yeah, I think you're right.
See, AJ said it looks like beautiful meat for sure, and that would make any kindred happy. How's your day been so far? Is it getting colder your way?
It is actually. We're gonna do a camp out on this Kindred, but I think we're mostly gonna shack up in the
Shack up.
the Gert, which is that big military tent, or some of our kinsmen have dibs on the teepee. Mostly big tents with stoves and stuff, so we can shack up in a way that we can stay warm. But this is probably going to be the last camp out of the season for for here anyway. Because yeah, it's starting to get pretty cold, and I can do without the rain too. But there's that little chunk out in the middle of the roast.
It is.
So here's basically, this is one of our roasts for this weekend. We'll butterfly it and do all that kind of stuff, but I'll just leave that to you. So there's a couple of big roasts right here. Okay.
Okay.
Are we doing all 4 of these roasts, or are we gonna do 2 or 3, or are you gonna take a look after the fact?
Yeah, I'll probably just take a look.
And then the rest of this is all just gonna be more burger meat. That's a little shot there.
I mean, anything we cook and we don't eat, can always go towards, leftovers getting taken home,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
or even after it's cooked, refreezing it for stew and chilies
Oh, right, right. Yeah.
whenever you chill.
So, and we're gonna go all the way. So this live, we're gonna stay live for quite a while unless they boot us. And we're actually gonna take and we're gonna be grinding up this meat and making burger out of it. And we're also gonna be wrapping up these roasts. The ones that we aren't eating this weekend, if there are any, then we'll just package those up as
So we're gonna grind it live too. I guess we could.
We
just
could,
tell
yeah,
them
it's
to
just-
turn their volume off.
Yeah, I have to tell them like turn their volume down for the grinder, but the idea is to be able to show like, yeah, we look like a bunch of hacks doing this, but when we're done, the product looks really good and professional.
It really does.
Even though we're making meat out of, or making just burger out of a lot of it.
Yeah, but that burger looks like you picked it up at,
At the Woods Meats or whatever.
yeah.
So, yeah. It's cool. Like, I love that as a kindred, we can do these sort of festive things. And it's even greater that our kinsmen came out and played a role in this processing above and beyond everything else. Like they're obviously going to be here and help cook it and season it, and because that's what we love to do. We love to cook as a kindred. But it was really cool that because they don't live around the corner. They got to cover some distance to get here. But to cover that distance and come here to happily help or do most of the work, all the work, and take this carcass apart in the first place, and then like that's really cool that they come out to do that, so that when it comes down to the feast, they played a part in it. They played a role in it. They didn't just show up and eat. They played a major role in the entire feast, from processing to cooking. That's a gross looking piece.
Oh yeah. Nasty.
All right.
Ryan said he'll check back when he's on his lunch break.
Cool. Thanks for popping in. We're still going to be here, and this video is going to stay live for a long time. Enjoy your lunch.
And Caleb said looks good. It does look good. I can't wait to do this with like some animals we raise.
We raised like sheep and goat or two. So that's kind of part of the reason we even did this, is because I know that there's a lot of discussion by people about wanting to do live animal bloats. I'll just not say the other word.
Probably a good decision.
Yeah. So live animal bloats, but they don't know how to do it. And this is the most scary, terrifying part, I think. The other part, the part where you actually harvest the animal, could be daunting if you haven't done it before. It could certainly turn into an absolute disaster if you don't have somebody there that knows what they're doing. But we are overrun with people who know what they're doing. So the idea is that if you can get it on the ground and you can get it, to this stage relatively quickly, a lot of people just don't know what to do with it after that. I mean, you certainly don't want to do a bloat and then take the animal to a processor to have it processed and then try and get it back on time for the next gathering. That's kind of absurd. We could do this in the morning after breakfast and be consuming it for dinner very easily. around here. I mean, truth is, we could probably get a couple of cuts for lunch too, and have that ready to go with the talent we have floating around. You know,
You sharpen me again? Ooh, we're almost done in there, huh?
this is the last hock. This is the last roast.
Okay.
So hold on.
There's only one of us here. That would be me,
Just you?
probably. Well, it's 12:30, so I mean, it does look like everybody's probably popping in on their lunch break.
Well, it's not like we could save this job till tonight. Like, it happens at the schedule at which it happens, and then we'll leave it live. People can watch it. So if you're a part of a kindred or a group, and you guys are considering doing a live animal, just know this deer, because it was a young button buck, was roughly the size of a goat or a healthy goat or sheep. Would you say that, hon?
Yeah.
So this is roughly the amount of meat that you would get to feed your crew, and very close to the amount of work that needs to get done as well. So,
You know, speaking of the live animal bloats, right?
mm-hmm.
That's also something some mobile butchers, if you can't do it yourself.
Yes, if you're a homesteading type, there are mobile butchers, and one of our kinsmen actually does that work.
And
So-
I mean, he does. Was it?
That's how he came to us so quickly and was ready to roll. He already had his mobile butcher stuff in
No,
his
but
truck.
I'm just saying he does what, kosher and halal.
Halal, yeah. Oh yeah. He can do kosher and halal, and I don't know that the Norse have any version of that. I don't think that really we do, and we certainly, if we do, we certainly don't honor it. You know.
Yeah.
But he knows how to do it, and since I actually, Sindri is our kinsman who's a butcher, and I actually sharpen all of his knives, not every week, but as often as he needs them. So I know that he has a set of knives simply for halal, a set of knives just for kosher, and then a set of knives, various other sets of knives for doing just general work, USDA certified work. So the truth is, he could come here and cut and wrap this way better than we could. But he's going to do it according to USDA standard, and there's probably going to be more waste, I think. But I don't really know because I don't know the standard.
Yeah.
But I do know that I can take apart an animal and turn it into food, even if it's not quite as appetizing as what you buy at the grocery store as far as the cuts go.
Nope.
Meat's meat.
Nope.
Meat is meat. I don't know what.
That thing, and I almost stabbed it with my knife. I got all wavy for a minute.
Go get a fly swatter and deal with it. That's one of them stinky bugs, huh?
It is. So, oh, I hate those things.
So.
Okay, do you see it?
Uh-uh.
Come on, man.
What? I don't see it. I don't know what you want from me.
That means it landed somewhere.
Well, it didn't land on the meat, so I don't really care where it's at.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna leave this here. AJ said it's nice to have someone who can break down a deer in your kindred. That definitely comes in handy.
We've got multiple people that can break down a deer. In fact, 2 of us are big game hunting guide certified. One of our kinsmen I mean, he hunts just about every day of the season, and he's always cutting up deer and elk. And then we have one kinsman who grew up as an off-gridder homesteader and still is. You know, I mean, we've got a pretty capable crew here. We don't have any like city folk. Everyone's either a veteran or a military brat, or the significant other of one of those two. You know.
We certainly have a type, don't we?
Yeah, that we definitely do.
I don't know if we have any of the little sausage casings, because we can make the little sausage links, breakfast sausage links out of this, but that also gives us a lot more work to do for.
If we're gonna do
that
sausage, I would do sausage patties out of this. You know, just sausage burger
Yeah.
or ground sausage. I wouldn't want to do links. The amount of work involved in that is not worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze, we'll say. Cool.
Hopefully can't hear my stomach over here growling.
Your stomach's growling, so's mine. I'm so hungry, and this did not help.
It did not help. AJ said, do your containers behind you in Skogo have good meat in them? LOL. I always enjoy watching your mead making videos.
Yeah, that one has Edgel's first mead, which is a blueberry that he brewed, and it kicked off really good. And mine, the one right here, I recently brewed, is made with an apple cider. It hasn't really got real intensely kicked off, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. But I'm gonna this weekend when Jafenhar gets here, he's one of our other brewers. We're gonna go ahead and tap these and do a test on them, see what the alcohol content is. Because although I'm not seeing it being very active, if the alcohol content is growing, then it's obviously doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm not concerned. If there's no, if the specific gravity of it stays about the same as it was when I brewed it, then there's an issue that I'm going to have to figure out how to solve.
And we've released the video for the blueberry, not the apple cinnamon, but we do have that. I just haven't edited it yet.
Oh, the apple cinnamon one?
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, anyway, about the bins. No, there's a bin over there that's just the carcass parts, and those will go directly into the Raven feeder out front. And then this was good meat, but now I'm going to rinse this out and clean this out so that we can put even more good meat in it, right?
Yep.
And then we'll clean these bins. We clean these bins back and forth and sterilize them, and we'll be using one or two of them for grinding the meat as well. But right now it's just that's mostly just bloody water from rinsing out or rinsing off all of this before we cut it. This is it. This is the whole thing. This is a small deer, maybe a little bigger than Bjorn. Whoops.
Bjorn's like, wait, what?
Wait, what? Barney, you seen it? Here, buddy, you want a little piece of meat? There's a piece of meat in here. I know you want it. Here you go, buddy.
And Ryan said, I'm going to eat for my lunch break. Nice. Oh, did you just give Bjorn a piece?
What?
You just gave Bjorn a piece, huh?
Yeah.
My dog came running over like, hey man. That's so yummy, huh? AJ said, I didn't get a notification for the blueberry mead making video. After your live, I'll have to go do some searching, Gogol. Yeah, that is a really cool video. Our son made the mead. He's quite funny, I think. He's certainly, he's
Yeah, he
certainly,
got all kind of personality.
he's certainly entertaining. And
Can I put that there? Is that gonna block anything? For now. Put it over here.
And the blueberries we picked at the local UPack blueberry farm.
Which is what? So these back straps they're cleaned?
Yes. No.
No, they get.
No, you threw that in there.
Yeah, I threw them in there. So
Okay.
these could be. That one's good.
Yeah, that one's.
There was another one I threw in there that's not quite tuned up.
Yeah, that would be this one.
Yeah.
This is bone.
This is what?
Bone.
What's that for?
That's where the back straps were. The
What's
one
it
that I
mean?
cleaned.
What do you need this for?
Throw it in the bone bin.
Oh, I thought you were saving it for something.
No, this is a tenderloin.
Okay.
And
There's a tenderloin there too.
that's a tenderloin.
Cool. Should be one more, right? Little one. Because he cut the spine in half.
Yeah. I don't know. Those were the two up.
Yeah, just grind those up. It doesn't matter. They're too small anyway.
Okay.
Let me get this one done and then.
But what a bummer that our folks are still not getting notifications.
Yeah, that is a bummer. I don't understand YouTube, and I've been on YouTube damn near since it began. Seriously, in one form or another, and I just don't understand it. Every time they make a change, it makes it worse.
You're making it worse.
You're making it worse. Here you go, buddy. Scrap-a-doo.
Well, we are certainly trying to do at least a
This one looks good now. Little blood spot.
a full video at least once a week is what we're trying to accomplish.
And then a lot of little stuff too, so. Because Kindred Life don't start and end with the gathering. There's a lot of preparatory stuff that goes into that too. And then of course we have a lot of cool standalone things as well.
Technically, we have a video we're supposed to be shooting today if we get done early enough.
Yeah, which one's that?
That is the operations order. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so this is going to be hamburger meat, all of this, okay?
Yes.
So if you're working on hamburger meat, put it in there. I'm going to work on these, I'm going to tune these roasts up a little bit. They're all pretty good though. You know?
No.
Well, there's a little blubber and a little.
Yeah, I'm actually working on this one here, but this will probably just be a burger roast.
Burger roast?
Or, probably just chop that into burger.
Well, let's make sure we have enough roast to get through the gathering though. Make sure we got enough of those
Okay.
before we start cutting them into burger.
So this one's done, so that can go in the bin for now.
This one?
Yeah.
That's a mess.
Doing okay in there, Joe?
boringest live ever.
I know. Well, we kind of knew that we would be occupied.
Yeah, it's okay. They want to swing by and watch it or don't. Like, it's cool. It's all cool. Get rid of that. It's not the tumor. Just looks like one. There's another roaster. A couple of roasts here. I'm just like hanging out like, hey man, I'll eat that.
This is good too. This is back step.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna eat your dinner, are you?
Yeah, we should certainly chop up all this for the dogs because there's a lot of bruised meat in there, and they don't care. It's nothing. Hey, don't knock over the camera. AJ said, hey, your lives are never too long, Goody Blue Lives. Go. Everybody needs to learn how to process their own deer meat.
Yeah, and maybe, I mean, we're not maybe processing it according to USDA or Choice Cuts Association or whoever does that. But you know what? We're making them into edible sized chunks.
Make a burger.
Yeah.
Steaks.
Yeah, and we have very minimally invested in processing equipment too. Like, we have a grinder. We used to do it by hand with one of the little hand crank grinders, but that got really laborious, and it was, for the amount of work it took, it just wasn't worth it. So we went ahead and finally broke down and bought a decent grinder. And then our kinsman gave us one, so we had two. And then his broke, and we gave it back. Because he had a better one that kind of took a crop. So he just, we're like, hey, well, we got that one you gave us. We've just been holding on to it as a backup, so you're welcome back to it. So funny how that works.
So after this, we have our headdresses to do. Are we going live doing those too? And if so, where are we doing that at?
Well, I don't know. We could. You guys want to see us go live when we do we're doing some work on our Winter Nights headdresses, our shamanic headdresses. So, I mean, they were already made from last year, but we're going to be adding to them and remaking. And
This is good.
I always forget how awesome all the meat looks when there's no bullet holes in it. You know? Seriously, like the bullet hole, like you can damage a lot of meat.
Yeah.
With is this a roast?
Yeah.
Nah, we'll grind that up. Is that part of a?
Yeah, that was.
Because that's.
Throw it in there. We'll see what we can get. Because don't forget, we're going to get some cooking string and we're going to string it all together.
Okay, so we'll tie them all together. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of comments. Hold on, I got to catch this up.
Do we have a lot of people or just?
There's 4 of us.
Okay.
One is probably me. Ryan said, I'll be here for a little while. Jonathan Prime said, oh, this sucks. YouTube didn't send out notifications.
Well, we're going to leave this up. So the beginning of the live, you can go back and watch later. We're going to leave it up because we just thought it's better to just shoot a live video for this particular one than to try and shoot and edit a video over this. because it's so time consuming, it would end up having to be a small series. And maybe later, if one of us claims a deer or an elk or something here this season, then we might do a full series, like a, you know what I mean, on the whole processing process.
Yep.
Dragging, you know, a field to freezer type of thing. I've done that before on my other YouTube channel, and it was okay, I guess. But, so if we get more game this season, certainly we'll make more videos about it. But you got to understand, like, if we're doing a full, like a normal, full-on edited video about processing the game, then it's just me processing it, because she's the one that does she's the editor, basically, and the producer. So she won't be doing it, she'll be filming it.
Give me a sharpen again and get a minute. AJ said laughing my ass off. I mean, you know what I mean. Ryan said sure headdresses. AJ said heck yes, that would be awesome live. Uncle Fox said yes, go live for the headdresses. And AJ said, is your gathering for Alpha Bloat?
Yes, we're doing an Alpha Bloat. We're doing an Alpha Bloat. It's our Winter Nights gathering, a lot of UPGs, so we'll do an Alpha Bloat, which will also include the ancestors, Landvetter, everything. But it's not going to be specifically a bloat to Frey, although I think primarily we'll probably invoke Frey, wouldn't you think? Yeah. And then we're doing our Creepy Maypole, which I know we're going to get a lot of hate for, but I don't care. Like, it's our thing. We do it. We love it. It's so much fun. And we're going to do it. So we do a Creepy Maypole. We say Creepy Maypole because we are essentially in costume with our headdresses on and
Face paint.
Face paint, yes, which I know is not traditional, and people can just piss straight up a rope. I don't really care. It's traditional for us, so that's all I need. So we will have face paint. We will have that stuff. We understand that it's not real, but this is the dress up, play, make believe, creepy time of the year. Whether you adhere to those standards or not, we do, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oops. Oh.
And I hate to feel like I'm being too defensive about it, but I
don't think you have to for our people.
Yeah, I know. It's just they're going to come out of the woodwork. They always do. I just don't understand why people are so bent around the axle over what we do as opposed to what they do. Like, you don't like it, don't do it. Like, you know, I'm not trying to tell you that this is the way that Ragnar Lothbrok did it. I don't really care. You know.
Yeah, it was a lot less heathens hating heathens.
Yeah, we're pretty brutal to each other, heathens in general. Anybody that's been around our heathen community for very much time has probably come to contact with that. But it's not, it feels like it's a new thing. You know, it feels like this is a new occurrence. But I was going through some old documents I had, and there was a poem in there written by an old kinsman from Gallarhorn in the mid-90s. It was written. And it's all about essentially the same stuff that's going on now. Plagins, people judging other people, people who are kind of in it for some political bullshit. You know, there's just all this stuff in this poem that was written in the mid-90s, and it accurately reflects the heathen landscape today as much as it did when he wrote it.
Yeah.
You know? Because it has some lines in it. I can remember some of the lines. Maybe I'll do like that as a reading at Summel or something. But it does have some lines like, who are the ones who tolerate none and tell me what I must adore? Are they the souls of ancestors old or knowers of wisdom and lore? Are they ignorant folk who cast off the yoke and make this bright path be a joke? Or parroting birds or mimicking birds who parrot the words and make this bright path be a joke? Something like that. I don't remember all the words, so I don't want to ruin it.
That's a pretty good amount of words, though.
Yeah. But I like that. I really like that. Are they the souls of ancestors old or knowers of wisdom and lore? Or, you know, I don't know, whatever.
AJ AJ said it is going to be. Is it going to be filmed for YouTube? And don't mind the haters if you want to wear headdresses and face paint, war paint.
Yeah, we will do what we do, and people who don't like it, they'll come back. I know they're going to come back. They're either going to come back to watch our stuff and learn, or they're going to come back to watch our stuff and hate on us. Whatever. I win.
And yes, we will be filming everything.
Yeah, we will film the whole gathering. It'll all be busted up into various different videos for YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, and we'll have some exclusive content just for our patrons, because they're cool.
And are we still going to try to talk to our kinsmen about potentially going live on Friday when they're building their headdresses?
Yeah, we can talk to them about it, like whatever they feel comfortable with.
Because the only reason I'm doing mine before gathering.
So you can film?
Yeah, so I can film.
Yeah, and I'll need to do mine, or at least get, because I got those teeth and stuff I want to put on mine. I got to at least get that part done because, yeah, you want this? I have to at least, it's stuck to his nose and he had trouble getting to it.
You want one too, buddy?
I had I'm going to be helping people with the mechanics of it because I think I have to build some more
You have
frames.
some headdresses to build.
Yeah, so people are going to need my help in the shop or whatever. So the more of it that I can get done myself, the better shape it'll be. I'm trying to just talk and do something else at the same time. My brain is not computing. Take off some of this silver skin.
I guess if we do go live with our kinsmen doing headdresses, like, don't be sensitive to language.
Yeah.
What's up, Joe? Yeah, go ahead.
We'll have to put a warning out on that one.
Are you okay with that, right?
Yeah.
Bro?
I don't care. It's kitchen too.
Is it?
No, it's not. I take that back. Damn it.
Ryan said use Celtic woad then for face paint. What's Celtic woad?
Uh-huh.
I'll have to Google that. Who's calling me?
Probably something made of ash and because I know that there's some reference to ashing. But because mine, I think if there was any traditional face paint, mine is probably it. The way that I do mine,
Oh yeah,
where
across
it's
the
just
eyes.
all white and then just that dark shadows around the eyes. So if there was anything traditional, that's likely how it was. That, and then there's probably some tradition of women actually just wearing makeup, like for beautification purposes, because they talk about it for beautification purposes, and apparently it wasn't real common in those times, but they probably picked some shit up in France or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they do talk about like eyeshadow and stuff like that. So now I don't know that men did it. They might have. I don't know why. If it worked and made women beautiful, I don't know why the men would want to be any less beautiful. You know what I'm saying? At that particular time, yeah. So.
Uncle Fox said, "Hail to the creepy maple."
Oh yeah, creepy maple.
That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, it is so much fun. We thought about calling it the October poll, or the historic. It would have been the historic month of Goy, so we could call it a Goy poll. But I just like creepy maple, so that's what we're doing.
Oops, I threw it in the wrong bin. Did I throw the? Come on, man, pay attention, girl. All right. It just said, "I always see it as how you want to honor our gods, ancestors, land rights, and spirits. Ignore those damn haters."
It was we're pretty good at ignoring the haters. That's absolutely traditional too. Traditionally, people honored the gods and the spirits the way they wanted to, and nobody ever told them they were wrong. But there were some norms too. Like there were some normal festivals. There was a precedence, a way to do it, and everybody kind of understood that. But we don't have any norms now. I mean, my 15-year-old daughter can conduct a bloat better than 90% of them guys out there calling themselves a goalie. I guarantee it. Because she grew up with it. This didn't happen 2 years ago. So you've got all these goalies out there. Everybody's a goalie. Nobody knows how to do any ritual. So I got to question that. Because that's essentially the one thing you have to do is ritual, or you're not really. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not doing ritual, then the title goalie is just an empty title. You know, I could call myself the King of Fartland, and it's just an empty title. It doesn't mean anything if there's no Fartland.
There's certainly a Fartland.
But if there is a Fartland, then those people are gonna have to elect me. You know what I'm saying?
Crown you King of Fartland.
Yay! Fartland is the heartland.
Let's see. Ryan said, I think you mean handsome, but yes, I agree. And Ryan also said, I don't call myself anything but an Asaqua.
Yeah, and that's easy enough. That's enough. It really is. There's enough people out there that won't even admit that. They don't want anybody to know, which proves that they're already sensitive to other people's opinions. Like, I never had a problem telling. My mom's Catholic. My mom loved angels. She went to church once in a while, but she was totally supportive of us. She even went to an all thing with us, and stood and blowed, because she was not a closed-minded idiot. Which is why we have an actual angel figurine in the Vey. It's not some tribute to Jesus. It's a tribute to my mom. So, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. And now they do too.
Now they do. Look at that one.
Uncle Fox said, my wife calls me the King of Fartland. I bet there's a lot of King of Fartlands out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan said, I've heard titles are given to you, not taken by you.
That's not entirely true. You can take a title. People do. But, like you could take a title. You could call yourself a goalie. Anybody could. But if nobody else is calling you goalie, are you really a goalie? And even if you are, like, I'm goalie now, but if we don't have Northwoods Kindred, I'm not a goalie anymore. I guess I still am, because I'll still be performing ritual for people via the interwebs. But yeah, that title is 100% dependent on people honoring it. If nobody believes you, then it's not true. You know what I'm saying?
You got your Husguldi, right?
You do have a Husguldi, but if you're doing ritual for your family and stuff, then you certainly rate that title.
But not many people will recognize that.
Yeah, there's other titles too that probably describe that particular thing better than a Husguldi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other things that are like goalie in training and
I'm reaching. Ryan said, yep, empty titles they just look bad.
Yeah, but we have titles in the Kindred. Like, we have a Gundata, and his job is, while we're doing ritual or if we have guests, he's our security guy. Some call that a Drighton. So everybody has their own names for it. But we prefer Gundata, and I don't even know where the name came from. It's just That's the one Gallahorn used, and he got that. That came from Ragnar,
Not Wolfbrook.
No. Ragnar Loosetooth, who he's gone now, but he was the folk gatherer back in the day. So I don't know. It's one of those things like, and everybody can probably agree to it. When you come into Asatru, there's likely a lot of things that you're not going to question, and a lot of things you do. And some things you don't question them; they just sort of become the way it is. You don't even think to question them. You know, like I don't know why I never even questioned where the hell does the word Grinvatter come from? Who made it up? What does it mean? You know, just for us, it meant the security dude. You know, the sergeant at arms. And I never really questioned that. Probably have to look that up now. But you know what I mean? Like some things, there's so many questions to ask. Those aren't some of them. You know, I mean, I know where Gothi comes from, and stuff, but not everybody uses that term either. So
You got chieftain.
yeah, and you know, we came from coming from Gallahorn. Our Gothi was our chieftain. I always thought that's how it was supposed to be. When we built this kindred, I am the Gothi and the chieftain. But others, other established kindreds don't do it that way. The chieftain is not the Gothi. Now, I think even if the chieftain is not the Gothi, the chieftain should still be capable of conducting ritual in the absence of the Gothi. Way too many times we hear the case of the disappearing Gothi, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of disappearing Gothis.
There is, like, you wouldn't believe it. There's so many, like, you know, my Gothi, we started this thing and then he just ghosted us and took off, you know? And it's like, wow, that's not a unique case. I hear it all the time. So. You can see how particular we are about when we start getting down into the burger meat. Like, we don't put anything in that burger that we don't want. I don't want to put anything in that burger to eat that I wouldn't fry up and eat the way it was. You know?
Yeah. And we don't have any additives to our burger either.
Yeah, we generally don't put in pork or beef or suit or anything like that. The burgers fit together fine. We generally, maybe when we're mixing them up to cook them, we'll, depending on how we're cooking it. If we're cooking it up in like a hamburger helper or something, we'll just do it the way it is. But if we're actually making burger patties, we'll most likely put in some, you know, some bread chunks or maybe a little egg or something to help hold it together for the patty. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't mind putting some fat in it though.
Yeah.
But usually we never have any from the grocery store.
Yeah. One thing we do like to do when we do our sausage though is we just go to the grocery store and we buy like the big fatty pork butt and we just grind the whole thing up. We just grind the whole pork butt up and mix it right in with the ground venison, and then we go ahead and start adding in the seasonings and letting it marinate. But yeah, big old fatty pork butt is definitely the way to go. Plus, we don't feel like we got ripped off buying a big old bag of fat. You know, at least we bought some meat with it.
Yeah.
It feels crappy to just go buy a big old giant bag of fat, you know. Okay, when we're done here, this is all good. When we're done with all these little pieces, we'll dump it back out and we'll cut these into burger chunks. Sound good?
Yes.
Because I'm not actually chunking them up. I'm
not either.
just cleaning them and throwing them in there.
Uncle Fox said, how's the sauerkraut coming along, or how did it turn out?
It's still in the crock. We should probably taste it. We're supposed to be chowing on that this weekend.
Yeah, we should probably at least try it. In case if it's not ready yet, we can still buy some.
We can still buy some, yeah. It should be ready. It's had enough time, I think, and it's definitely warm in this kitchen. It's about 75, 78 degrees in here, so.
And it's right over there. It's been sitting there the whole time. I haven't opened it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We just fill the water up occasionally. Should be pretty good though.
Yeah, it's not like we've never done it before, so we have a little bit of an idea what we're getting into.
We can pull out what we're gonna use this weekend, and then after this weekend, we'll have to
Can it?
can it. Yeah. Which there's another video too. Like,
Canning the kraut.
and I'd love to fill it back up with something else.
Yeah, because we have a lot of ritual playlists on here, but the craft playlist. I mean, I think we're doing like a kitchen playlist and a craft playlist, right? Because we do both of those. We cook
yeah.
we cook like a 5-star Hoff.
Yeah, we do like to eat in the Northwoods.
Yeah. It helps that we're good at it too, you know.
Yeah, and everybody likes to cook too.
Everybody likes to cook, yes. Even the kids. You know, even Edgel's like. I think Sasha's making a bread for this gathering, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh, she's gonna make a mozzarella pull-apart bread. I
Nice.
think, and then she's also gonna make the creepy, spooky 7-layer dip.
We're never gonna lose weight, right?
Right. Ah well.
That's how you make fat people. We like to eat
Well,
in the Northwoods.
technically, it's more about we like to drink in the Northwoods.
Yeah, drinking plays a big role in the belly roll. These are all good.
These are all good. These
Yeah.
are all good.
Got a couple pieces over there, could use a little trim, but for the most part, I think they can just go right in the way they are.
Hopefully, the cats left the water on the top. They didn't. We had to fill it every other day. I think is about what I filled it.
I don't know what they like about that pickled water.
I don't know.
It's weird, like there might be some probiotics or something they can sense in there that they think they need.
Yeah.
Or they're just destructive, and that's like they're like, yeah, hey, whatever's in here is important, so I'm gonna go ahead and mess it up. That's definitely a cat move.
Yeah.
Her.
All right. So they're cutting up into chunks.
Yeah. You want to clean these up?
Yeah. Let me roll. Oh,
Clean those up. That's fine.
I was gonna roll down some fresh paper.
Yeah, definitely do that.
And probably wouldn't hurt to wash our cutting boards.
Right. Yep. Clean up our station. Get back to the next phase.
We do a lot of cleaning as we go. Sanitizing.
I'll fatten this. I'm just gonna take the big chunks of meat and then discard the rest.
Okay.
It's not gonna help to. It's not gonna help to be nitpicky over this little blubbery thing. This will not bulk it up or enhance the flavor. So, goodbye. Okay. Knives in the bucket.
Okay. I only used that knife so far.
Knives in the bucket. That can go in the bucket. You want to take these?
Yep.
And these.
On my cup.
Just get them all cleaned up, and then I'll get this. You want to throw me a damp rag?
Yes. Paper rag or paper towel? Probably paper towel.
Yeah, paper towel. And then, yeah, sanitizer.
This bowl can get dumped in the, or no, we cutting that up for the dogs?
We can grind it up for the dogs.
Okay.
Or actually, you could probably just cook it the way it is. We don't have to grind it for them.
Yeah, they don't care.
And this is Star Sands. This is our brewing sterilizer. This is how we clean everything when we're doing whether we're processing chickens or wild game or anything. Anytime we clean and wipe, it's all sterilized. Because, I mean, food builds a strong kindred, but food poisoning, that's going to create some problems. But everything is clean and sterile. Nobody gets sick. All right, all right, all right. Do you have a towel?
Oh, what?
Just a towel I can use?
Yes.
What is that?
That's our son making a ton of noise.
Ryan Woodinson said back to work. Enjoy your venison. All right. Enjoy your work. Hey, give me that old dirty one. Come on, it's not dirty. It's just an old one. I don't know what on this one. Let's do the knives.
Oh. You okay, Joe? Like I called your ass out.
So anyway, Ryan went back to work. So have a good day.
Bye, Ryan.
That was the last comment after the water on the cats thing. So. We also have the water down here with a little bit of sterilizer in it. I know Sindri puts a splash of bleach in his. We just throw in a splash of Star Sands in ours. But Sindri is USDA. We are not. But anytime you're working with meat, other than like just field dressing, it's always good to just have a nice pot of sterile water to keep all your gear clean, sterile, manageable.
You need a fresh glove?
Yeah, I ripped the pinky on this one.
Okay.
Need a paper towel as well.
Towel. Oh man, looks like it's beer 30.
It's beer 30 already?
You know what I'm saying?
Is it already?
Technically.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get more paper.
There's my nose. There was yours. And there's the steel. So that's one of the things we do when we process is we do everything in stages. So we just deboned everything and then set out what meat's going to be whole and which meat's going to be ground. So now this next stage is going to be, we take all the meat that's going to get ground and we basically cut it up into small manageable pieces because we don't want to fit big giant chunks into the grinder. They go better the other way. We'll cut them into small manageable pieces and then we'll toss it in the freezer for a short amount of time just so it firms up really good because it goes through the grinder better if you can toss it in the freezer for a short amount of time and firm it up really good. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can probably just, do you want to dump that on the paper, or how do you want to manage that?
Yeah, we can dump it on the paper and then, and then I'll go wash the bowl.
Okay. I'll start cutting it up, dump it on the paper. Okay. And we're back, baby. So now it's just about cutting it all up. Again, we're just trying to get little manageable pieces that will freeze or firm up quickly and then do well in the grinder. That's it. And then we got like these are muscles from the legs, and they got all these sinews that run lengthwise. So you always want to cut those short. That way, when they go through the grinder, they just kind of get ground up. They won't get wrapped around the inner workings of the grinder. So if you cut them lengthwise and then feed them in there, they get all bound up like, string on a bicycle tire or
Do
something.
you want the bowl?
Yeah. So,
Is there a time limit for going live?
if there is, I doubt it. Them guys some of those people go live and play video games for
Oh,
hours on end.
That's right.
So I don't think there is a time limit on it. I mean, there's a time limit on what people are going to watch on the replay, but at least they can fast forward through it when they replay it, right?
Uncle Fox says, how do you differentiate which meat to grind and which meat to keep whole?
So we decide kind of what we want. Like in this case, we wanted a couple of roasts, and then we almost never grind the back straps. We almost always just butterfly those and stuff them with spinach and cheese and stuff like that.
Wrap them in bacon.
Or wrap them in bacon, yeah. So the back straps almost never get ground, or the tenderloins. And then we, a lot of times we don't even get any roasts. We don't do the roasts a lot. We'll take the big roast and we'll chunk them up into stew meat, which will be kind of what we're doing right here. It's a lot of pieces like this big. Maybe think about 1-inch cubes. Obviously they're not perfectly shaped, but so a lot of it will grind into stew meat because we do a lot of stews and soups and stuff. And then the rest of it gets ground into burger because we use burger a lot, especially when we're entertaining. So there's that, and then a lot of that burger also. So when we don't do muscle jerky, when we make our jerky, we do a ground jerky, and we put it in our little jerky guns, and we squirt it out in nice little strips. So
I think I'm going to pull out some for stew meat, though.
you want to pull out some stew meat?
I love a good chili with chunks of...
I bet it'd be really good in a hunter's pie too. Okay, so if you're going to do that, then get some nice big pieces that are going to have a lot of good stew meat on them, because we pretty much past that phase. There's some in here you can cut into stew too.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's some big roasts in there, but like those are stew meat pieces, right?
No, that's burger.
Oh, too sinewy.
Yeah. But chili, because I like the ground and the chunks in the chili.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I used all of our stew meat.
Oh, from last year?
Yeah, with the hunter's pies and stuff. Yeah. I don't need much.
And we don't generally do much with the rib meat either. The rib meat has a very gamey taste to it. The ribs and the flanks. We'd much rather just feed those to the carrion. But it's cool because since we use, I mean, we're going to use some of these bones. We're going to definitely use all of this meat that's in front of us. The skull goes on the skull tree, so it's going to be honored forever. Some of the bones will be used for craft. The hide's going to get tanned. So we don't have to get too, we don't have to feel bad about a couple of pieces of meat here and there that we don't really care for, like the innards, because that's all going to get consumed by some animals anyway. But we don't have to feel guilty about it because we really do use as much of it as we can. I mean, 90% of this entire animal on the hoof is what's going to get used in some form or fashion, either to feed the carrion or craft or some other cool thing. So, which is cool. I mean, it's nice to know. I mean, if you're going to take a life, even though this one was an accidental take, but if you're going to take a life, at least you used all those pieces and parts. And then a lot of this stuff that we're grinding up, we can also turn into sausages, and we probably won't on this one. I don't think we're not doing jerky or anything, are we?
No.
Of course, our kinsman would love it. So we could grind all this up and just make jerky, and I guarantee it'd be gone by this weekend.
I mean, we
I got a
could. That's not a bad idea.
I don't know why I got a tickle in my throat out of nowhere. Much better. Much better.
We made jerky out of it. Our kinsman might have to be like, we need to make our trucks to where we bring you deer.
Right?
Playing Frogger with the local wildlife.
Yeah. I'm going hunting. Oh, really? Where are you going hunting at? I-5. Right on. Call me if you need bail money. But how cool is it? Like, somebody ran into this thing. We got all the benefit of the roadkill and none of the bad. We didn't lose a fender.
Nope.
I got that big old bumper on my truck, but I'm pretty sure I never hit anything with it. I'm pretty sure if I hit something, it'd definitely do some damage. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because maybe you can't process it yourself, but still, why not take it to your local processor? But I mean,
They could have been California people too. They're like, oh my God, we killed a deer. Oh wow. You guys gonna eat that?
That's probably what somebody asked.
you guys gonna eat that? Or which plan?
Yep.
They're probably like, we are vegan. Okay, well, you just murdered an animal, so I'll just go ahead and lighten your conscience by eating it. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Sure is nice looking meat, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it's funny, too, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the grocery stores, the meat's starting to look really, really weird to us. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's because
The color's weird.
They're starting to grow that stuff in the lab.
Yeah, we don't really know where it comes from, I guess, but it's not looking right. It's looking a little off.
Yeah.
And it's not just because we're used to this super bright, beautiful venison meat. It's something else. It just looks weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I do know what you're saying.
I wasn't talking to you. You know what I'm saying. You're the one I talked to about it.
Uncle Fox said, the circle of life. Thanks, Californians.
Yay. Drive all the way to Idaho just to kill our deer and leave them on the side of the road. I'll show you.
Well, that imagine hitting a deer is pretty traumatic for some people. You know, not just the process of hitting it, but like, what do you do after it?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine, maybe, I mean, I don't know.
Damn it!
What is wrong with that dog?
Come on, man. I'm glad I didn't stab myself.
Ruin, you're such an ass.
Go lay down. It's nothing. Like, did you just have a nightmare or something?
I think so. I think he was dreaming of you giving him another piece of raw meat.
He's certainly looking at me like he deserved something for that. It's a little potent.
If it's potent, you can chuck it.
No, it'll be fine for burger. Should be fine for burger.
So anyway, I don't know if I answered your question about how we decide what we're gonna keep or grind. And then, of course, there's always little pieces of meat everywhere, and most of those end up in the grind as well.
Yeah, we usually do backstraps, tenderloin, stew meat,
Potentially roast.
potentially a roast. If it doesn't, if it's a nice clean roast, sometimes I'll just chop it up into little steaks for chicken fried venison. That's one of our favorite ways to.
Yeah, chicken fried's really good. Elk even better. Chicken fried elk is probably one of my faves, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious.
Especially when you can get that good dip stuff from Michigan.
Oh yeah, the batter.
Yeah. Can you get that stuff on Amazon?
Yes. Yes, you can now. I forgot what it was called, so I didn't know how to search for it.
It's Drake's, isn't it?
Yep. Groot, go lay down.
What's he doing? Is there a cat in here or something?
I don't know.
So many animals. There's like a petting zoo in this place. I couldn't keep a cow out of this place. So what we'll do is we'll trim up this roast maybe a little bit more. I don't think we need to. I think they're all pretty good. Let's figure out what we're gonna do, and then we'll wrap those while we got this stuff freezing. Make sense?
Yes. Wrapping the roast.
Wrap the roast up in the back straps and everything. Wrap them and tag them so that these can freeze a little bit, and then. Yeah, and then we'll do the grinding. And
Are you gonna butterfly the roast right now too?
I can if you want. It probably makes sense. We can start
Yeah.
marinating these suckers for this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you going to marinate them, or are you just going to or are you just going to wrap them or stuff them?
Probably just stuff them.
Okay. We can still stuff them and then put them in the fridge. We don't have to do that when we're entertaining, right?
Yeah, we could probably stuff them Friday. Because we are gonna stuff them with cheese, so I wouldn't wait too long.
Okay. All right.
around 3.
Yeah.
We can bag the stew meat too. Oh, we might get some more.
Yeah, we might get a little bit more out of that. So I'd leave them both out for now. Let's just take a quick look at our roasts. If there's anything we're gonna cut and add to either one of those two, we'll do that. And then we can package them up.
Okay, you can start butterflying, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you want, but so these are good chunks. We'll leave the good chunks, right? I don't know what you want butterflied. So you just thin them and fillet them open, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That one, this one,
yeah, that's a good one right there.
there's another one.
Do you want them? Okay, so do you want them just filleted open, or do you want them like unrolled? You want me to fillet it?
Oh, you just licked Mama's glove, you naughty dog.
Fillet, or you want me to lay it out like that so we can roll it up, or do you want me to just open it up? I don't know how you plan to stuff them. I don't know what the recipe looks like. That was on you.
Yeah, I don't know either. At the end of the, if they are thin pieces, we can just kind of overlap them and then roll them all the way. But if you can unroll the piece, that would probably make it easier.
Because I can probably do 3.
Okay.
Fillet, and flip it on 1, 2, 3 pieces. At least on the thick ones I could. We'll see. This is probably not. This is going to be a single. You know what I mean? Cut in half. You follow me?
Yeah. The other thing we could do is just cut, just butterfly it and then stuff it like that, which is probably not a bad idea either.
Well, that's how this one's going to do. So I'll show you what this one's going to do. So this one opens up about like that. And then we can just stuff it and roll it. You know what I mean? So that's that one.
Okay.
Stuff it, roll it, bind it, cut it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this one's good. I'll leave that filleted out a little bit for you. And this one I might be able to get 2 flips out of it. We'll see.
Your light.
Okay, so that's what I mean. This one filleted open like that.
Okay.
Stuff it, roll it, whatever. Okay?
Yep.
This one's the same way. Those 2 are good. I can do this one. 3 roasts you think will be enough? Because these will probably be good stew meats.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so hungry.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll try to fillet this one.
I'm just spreading this out to throw in the freezer.
Meat looks so beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's that one. Now it should be good. So these are good. This stuff's going in the freezer.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set it in there for a moment.
Okay. So we have back straps and tenderloins are good. So this is what we have left on the meat front. These, let's just package these up as 2 just independent roasts.
Okay.
2 small roasts.
Okay.
And then the rest of these here we can make stew meat out of these, or burger. What do you want?
If they got the center, let's do burger. If they got out, let's do some more stew.
I think they could go either way. What do you want more? Let's just do burger.
All right, do burger. I got
So
enough
I
for-
have these two right here are good roasts. These roasts are packaged up for this weekend. These are just extra roasts. We'll use them whenever.
Got it.
And then the rest of this I'm doing burger meat with. So
All right.
one more pan would be nice.
One more pan.
The freezer pan because you're gonna have to chill this.
Oh, okay.
So.
I still gotta be able to stick these in our freezer.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
So we'll do this whole pan. You spread them around. You tell me when that pan's full, and then everything else will be thrown into the other stew meat pot. Okay. Unless that pan doesn't get full, and then we're not.
Anything that doesn't have fat or stuff on. I mean, we can just make all burger out of that. It's okay. We'll just have enough stew meat for one.
One good hunter pie or something,
Yeah.
or one good night, because that's 2 pies probably. Right.
Yeah. Or chili or ooh, a nice Irish stew would be nice with some Guinness.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
So maybe we'll just label it Irish stew.
Irish stew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we were doing this as a part of a goat lab, is what I call it, which would be a live action bloat. So if we were doing this as part of a goat lab or a sheep lab, then we would get whatever we're going to cook tonight or whatever, we would get that done the quickest, and then we'd get that in the marinade or get it on the grill or on the smoker or whatever we're going to do with it. We'd get to that work very quickly in this process. So, this is garbage.
What would you use for marinade?
Oh man, there's so many delicious marinades. But we could probably make something. It's got to have liquid smoke in it.
Yeah. Liquid smoke.
Lots of garlic.
Sriracha. Sriracha is certainly a seasoning.
Definitely sriracha, yeah. Sriracha is not a condiment. It is a seasoning.
Olive oil.
Mm-hmm.
Chopped garlic. Little soy sauce, Worcester.
Mm-hmm. Worcestershire. So we don't have a total recipe on it, but it would really depend on what we're going to do with it. If we're going to marinate something, the marinade is going to be dependent on what we're actually doing with it, whether we're making a steak or making a roast or making something else. If we're making sausage or jerky or something, we would usually buy a kit, a spice kit from the store. But I don't like the breakfast sausage kits because they have too much sage. I like sage, but not in that level of quantity. You know what I mean?
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, can you spread that out for me? I don't have gloves on.
So
And then I'll just do a little saran wrap on it.
I think that's it. Let's look at the rest of it. What's in there? Is there
Yeah,
anything?
that's all backstrap and tenderloin, so.
Okay. There's that. So we have, yeah, these are definitely backstraps, so they're a package. Lendertoins. So here's the loinies. These are all backstrap. So we have, probably package those together, package these together. Package those together. We have 3 packs here. these are backstrap.
Okay.
These are also backstrap, a little bit smaller package, or we can do 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, make them the same.
No, that's okay, like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
backstraps, backstrap, and then here's the tenderloins.
Okay.
And what the hell that is. Over there. That's it. So now we can,
Package up.
yes, we can clean this mess up, and then we can package that while we're waiting on the meat to stiffen up. So we have some comments. Beef for marinade. All that meat looks so damn good. Works up an appetite for sure. Yeah, man, AJ, my stomach is growling right now. Uncle Fox said 100%. Yeah, they agree. Yeah, my stomach's growling. I'm so hungry. I just want to maybe slice one of these into a lunch steak and cook it up in cast iron like right now. So, I may do that. I'm not.
They're like, no balls. No.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
thinking I might do that. So these right here, we can stuff these, right? Roll it, stuff it, roll it, stuff it, and then we just string these together and cook it as one roast, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Is that big enough, or do you want to add these to it?
We do like to eat. How many people do we have coming?
In the neighborhood of 16, including children.
Yeah, do those too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of other stuff too, but this is the main course. So I can fillet these open. It looks like a heart, doesn't it? I can fillet these open a little bit, and we can stew these up too.
Fillet one open and let's see how it looks. I
Okay.
remember them as a little sinewy, so.
Well, they're going to be a little sinewy because they're a big muscle.
But I am gonna slow roast these for hours.
Yeah. So I'm gonna essentially just
Roll.
unroll it. Yeah. It's a muscle, so if you hit the wrong line, it's gonna want to just come apart. You know.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, there we go.
Do you want to wrap this time in saran wrap first and then paper?
Yeah, we can. So this is kind of what this one came up out like. So it'll be fine. It's a roast, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll do this other one too. Yeah, we'll cook them all. And that's what the gift was for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you know they'll just, if there's anything left, they'll eat them cold out of the fridge for a midnight snack.
yeah, me too. Like, yeah.
So I'm going to put the stew meat in the fridge
So hungry.
because we'll use bags for that, right?
So that's a little thin there. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so those are all roasts. We're gonna roll and stuff and tie those up.
Okay, so give me your stuff here to clean up,
Probably those two.
because now we're wrapping.
Okay. Paper towels.
Who's ringing?
It's gotta be you because the table's buzzing.
I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna climb that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you don't want to be answering the weird call on the live on the YouTube, on the tube of you. Oh, you got different kind of gloves over here, don't you?
Huh?
You got different kind of gloves over here, don't you?
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to use your good ones. I can use these. These fit my hand.
Those are the ones I just got from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, yeah. These are cool. These are see-through ones, but they're fine with me.
Yeah, I just got the other ones because they're a little thicker, heavier duty.
Right.
Some of the different stuff for you.
paper towel and the spray. Oh.
And we don't need the knife anymore. All the knives can go in the sink.
Oh, they can, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Knives in the sink. And wipe. Okay, we don't need this water bucket anymore either.
No.
So if you've been around a while, you probably recognize this as my brew kettle. Yes, it serves multiple purposes. Hey, back up. Go away. Okay.
Thought I bought more plastic wrap, but I think nope. Thought I hid it on myself or something.
All right. Now, before we get into grinding that other meat, because it's got to be, you put it in the freezer to stiffen up because it always goes through the grinder better if it's a little bit stiff. And yeah, now we're just going to package. We're just going to wrap this stuff up and package the rest of this meat. So you see, we have basically 3 cookie trays full of chopped up chunks that are getting frozen, and then we have another bowl of stew meat somewhere. I don't know where. We're going to put that in a bag.
Yes, the stew meat is in the fridge to stay cold.
Okay.
That's kind of weird being on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna cut our strips, right?
Yep. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10. You don't want to put those together,
No.
do you?
No.
So 1, 2. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. If we're double wrapping.
But this is what we're eating, right? For this weekend?
Yeah.
Why are we wrapping that?
Just to stick it in the fridge. I don't have to double wrap it.
Oh, okay.
But do you want to put it in there like that in the fridge, or do you want to?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want to wrap it?
No.
Because the skin's going to dry out if we don't wrap
Oh
it.
no, I was gonna totally wrap it in something, but that's okay. Yeah, we can. Go like that.
Yeah, it's just wax paper, so. There.
Not on my table.
Put something there then.
Well, usually it's back
There
there.
we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to figure out how we normally do it, so. You hold it? You hold
Yeah.
it. Sorry, we got to turn our backs on you for a minute, but there's one. We need 10 of these, right?
Make sure you give yourself plenty of space.
You got to hold it. 2.
You want scissors?
No, I want you to hold it because every time I pull it, look, when I pull it, you're pulling it off the edge and it doesn't. I don't need scissors. This is better. I just need you to hold it. So this is 4.
Us.
Right there. 5. Perfect. 6. Knew we'd get a flow here in a second. Okay. 7. 8. 9er. And your 10th and final disc. I know you have no concept of what that reference is. but it does not matter.
Okay.
So let's start the back straps first. So. And this is how you wrap meat. Do you have the tape for the wax? Should be in the bin.
Yeah, I just have to get it.
Don't let that.
Box kick my ass.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You just beat me to it. Is it always that difficult?
Well, if you open it up right, it is. See, this is supposed to. Okay.
That's not right.
Okay.
So, about that big. Come on, man. Cut it. Okay. So,
I'm gonna find the tape. What color do you want this year?
we don't need to worry about colors. So. We always double wrap, even though it's kind of excessive. But we don't like our meat to get freezer burnt or damaged in any way, so. That would be tenderloins.
So tenderloins.
Yep.
Kind of fell on my ass.
Nice. Nice.
What year are we in?
2022. So now it's in a nice package, and then that package is a lot easier to wrap up. Save that big one. I know I cut a couple shorter than others. So.
Okay.
Here we go corner to corner in a diamond. Fold that in. Fold that in. Fold that in, and then roll it. And then we'll do the same thing again. Put that in. Fold in the corners. Dress it up a little bit, and then wrap it and tape it. Nice and easy. And then, of course, you write on it your label.
What was that?
That was backstrap. Only that one was tenderloin. These other two are both backstrap. It's a good sized backstrap on that little buck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't like an elk backstrap. Like, that's bigger than all these roasts. So, this is also backstrap. So I kind of do them a little bit of catty corner because I want to make sure I can get everything covered well. Not too particular about the method in which I wrap the saran wrap, other than to cover everything. See, that fell apart. That didn't work.
Well, we could have just added more saran wrap on that one.
Yeah, let's just do it right though. It was how I wrapped it. I wrapped it kind of weird. And it was way too big, so I got a little careless. Yeah, I got careless because it was just big enough to. So put these this way, off the minute.
Oh, all I see is Merkware saying, hee hee, are they keeping up with the comments?
No, Merkwares, we're not keeping
Alright.
up with the comments.
Okay, so Heath,
Go back to your hole.
Heath said, howdy y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
Uncle Fox says, hey,
There's a
Heath.
snake in my boot.
He said, how much meat had been drank through the processing of this beer?
No mead. Not yet. So, da-da-da. And so I did that one lengthwise, so now I'm going to take this other one and do it widthwise.
AJ said, you two definitely made progress with all that meat. Oh, he must have checked out and checked back in.
Yeah. Yep.
Merck said, how could you kill such a beautiful creature? You should get your meat at the grocery store where no animals were hurt.
Quit being an asshole, Merkwares.
He does not know the story because he's late.
Yeah, he doesn't know the story because he didn't pay attention. This was actually a roadkill that was given to us, and a friend saw the car hit the deer. They asked the guys, "Do you want it?" And they're like, "Why would we want it?" And he's like, "Do you mind if I take it?" And he said, "No." Tossed it in the back of the truck and brought it to us. So we had our kinsmen come out and help us take it apart, skin it, gut it, do all of that kind of stuff. And now we are prepping the bits and pieces for our gathering this weekend because we are going to have venison roast for our fall festival. Our fall festival Alpha Bloat.
He's just laughing at Merck. And then Merck said, are they keeping up with the comments? He said, do they ever, Merkwares?
Oh, come on, guys. We do our best.
Uncle Fox says, when they have a moment, they check the comments. LOL. Thank you, Uncle Fox.
Yeah. You must be new here.
I don't think he is.
Because apparently our old regulars just like to bust on us. Give me another. Well, no, this is okay because we're going to eat it this weekend. So.
Like I said, I just pulled some deer steaks out of the deep freeze that are from 2017. Still great. I'm a big fan of wrapping in cling wrap and then butcher paper.
Cling wrap and butcher paper. And we double the butcher paper as well.
That butcher paper has lasted us a long time. We've done many, many deer
Yeah.
with that paper. Uncle Fox says cling wrap helps keep the moisture in.
Well,
Mark said, seems to have never had freezer burnt with this method. I use the heavy stuff from Costco.
never had freezer burnt, and your meat, when you thaw it out on the counter and stuff, it tends to not be a big bloody mess either. Yeah. These pieces don't wrap very well. I'm sure a butcher could do this better than me too, but no freezer burnt. They stack well. They're good to go. Whoops, sorry, babe.
He said, I vacuum seal all my meat that goes into a freezer. They ain't ever got freezer burnt yet.
Yeah, we used to. We've actually gone to this method over vacuum sealing. We just find it to be more desirable, I think.
Well, it's a lot cheaper too.
Yeah.
Because if we do it right, you know, we get a couple of deer, maybe an elk. Never got too good, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm gonna have to do these separate. It's a lot of meat.
Okay.
So I'll do these two together and then this one together. So we're gonna need to cut a couple more pieces of that. Now I can wrap them in the same paper, but I don't see any point in that either, you know.
Yeah. Mark said, most excellent fresh roadkill is awesome.
Yeah. Well, being a survival buddy, he understands that. Yeah. It's like it was so fresh that by the time we had it here, I hoisted it up on the tractor, and oh yeah, by the time we were here, I hoisted it up on the tractor, and when we were peeling the skin off and everything, it was kicking off steam. It still had that much warmth in it. So let's get a couple more short ones. Let's save the big one for the. I just need two more. Actually, no, I don't. I'll just do a single wrap because we're gonna eat these in 2 days anyway.
Yes.
I'll just do a single wrap on these. So
Okay.
that's fine.
So he said that's because those old timers know you vote too well and have earned the right to bust your boots a little bit, or your booty a little bit.
Hey, we're okay with it, man. We're okay with it. I'm just being.
He said, can't believe you two are slacking on the meat drinking, so he's already talking smack. He apologized and then he talked smack.
So these are the kind of friends we deserve, because these are the kind of friends we are.
You're right.
You're not gonna come over here and you're not gonna come over here and not get some shit over something. So.
Then he also said, I found the vacuum sealing is cheaper because you can reuse the bags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't reuse the bags though. This is all just our weekend roast right here. So I need one more.
Well, we got this, the butcher paper from North 40 about 8 years ago. And
Yeah,
we've wrapped
well,
many, many deer.
We have wrapped many deer and even an elk, but the truth is we're not doing 6 deer a year or nothing. We're doing 1, maybe 2 deer per year. We're not like, as much as I would love to just hunt all day, every day, we just don't have that kind of time. So we usually end up with a small buck or small doe or one of each. But we're not.
That's still 8 years though.
Yeah, we're not doing 6 deer a year or nothing.
No.
So. Yeah. So just roast on these.
Yeah. NWK roast. Nice.
Gathering roasts. What? Gathering roast. And another.
Fred Lower said, Bonfire.
Hola. Gathering roasts.
Yum. Okay,
And time to grind. No, we got to wrap up the.
well, we should weigh these first so we know.
Should have weighed them before we put them in the paper.
We've never done that. We always weigh them with the paper.
Did we?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because it makes less of a mess.
So a couple of ounces of paper don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So tear this. Where's my bowl? Guess I don't need it. This one is 2 pounds, 1.5 ounces.
I'm going to start writing it on the board. Okay? 2.15.
2 pounds, 1.5 ounces. 1 pound, 11.2 ounces. One pound, 3.7 ounces. One pound, 6.1 ounces.
Wonder if anybody's adding this up for us.
Mikhail is doing it naturally in his head because he's a savant. 1 pound, 9.8 ounces. $12.7 ounces.
Okay.
And then we need wrap the stew meat.
Are we going to wrap it or do you want to bag it?
The stew meat?
Yeah.
You mean bag it into.
The hamburger bags? The
Oh, we
burger
can
bags?
hamburger bag it. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
usually how we did it. So we did that last year.
It's probably going to be 2 bags still, unless you got a 2-pounder.
I don't know. I will have to look. Keep them happy.
Keep them happy. Okay. Yeah, so it's generally a pretty clean deal here the way we do this. And then if you think that meat looks beautiful when we're cutting it, wait till you see that stuff go through the grinder. It's lit going through the grinder. AJ said, almost done packaging all that meat. Yeah, we are almost done. We still have all the grind we have to grind up. It's in the freezer, getting stiff, and then we're gonna package up the stew meat as well. And then hadn't walked away for the stream for a few minutes. I would have kept count for you. It's okay. We have a chalkboard in the kitchen just for that purpose.
So what do we want? 2-pounder? And we'll just do 1 pound of burgers, right?
1-pounders with burger, yes. But let's do a 2-pounder with the meat.
Okay.
Because hopefully this 1 2-pounder will hold all of it.
Yes.
Because all that meat's going into one stew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, easily. So.
You want to write on it first?
No, I'll write on it. Because I'm gonna write the date on it anyway. So.
But once you put the stew meat in it, it'll get cold. It's harder to write on. Don't forget that.
It'll be fine.
Okay, you got this.
I'm only doing 1, so. Now, what you see is I roll the bag, the lip of the bag, because as I'm putting the meat in it, I'm holding the rim, and with the rim rolled like like the cuffs on a boot, I'm still only touching the inside of the bag, so I won't get any blood or sticky whatever on the outside of the bag. So, whatever that's worth.
And I'm going back to my seat over here.
We have an actual stuffer that we could stuff this bag with too, but not really any point in getting that dirty until we get to the burger, right?
Yes.
Of course, we don't even need that for the burger because we're not stuffing them in tubes, right? We can just stuff the burger by hand as well with the spoon, don't we?
Oh, good. Yeah. We're gonna have so little of it.
Yeah, because there's
Where'd the spray go?
it's on the side of the grinder,
On this.
next to the grinder. That's it. That's all the stew meat. So. Let me get on the bag anyway, I guess. So. We're going to call this venison stew. And then we'll weigh it. £1 pound, 8 ounces.
1 pound, 8 ounces.
So 1.5 pounds of stew meat. Couldn't have done that any better, could we? Oh.
Nope, it's nothing. Hey, I just said it's nothing. Pull it down. Alright, so I'm gonna throw this stuff in the fridge just to keep it cold until we can get to.
The meat, yeah. And then we'll lay it all out. We'll show them the haul, you know.
Yeah.
From one small button buck, roughly the size of Bjorn, and the car did very little damage to it other than breaking its leg and obviously killing it. We only had to cut off a little bit of bruised meat off of the hind quarter. So they couldn't have been moving very fast when they hit it. But it's a small one, a fragile deer, right? It didn't have spots, but it definitely had a milk mustache. So.
Okay, so what are we doing now? We're grinding.
Grinding, yeah.
You need your grinder.
We're actually double grinding. I'm gonna need the grinder. This bin is okay. I just cleaned that. So.
Okay. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. We're on the side so we don't have to look like we're getting sponsored.
Not a sponsor yet.
I need a different bowl to grind it into.
Yes.
We had a stand. Was there a stand in there? Or did we pull it out?
No, we use that for something else now. Oh, last use. I think my cake pan is what we used last time.
Yeah, that'd be fine, and then just dump it in here. It's got to get double ground anyway. So we always double grind our burger, and then sometimes triple if we're mixing in spices and stuff for a sausage or a jerky.
I know I'm totally clipping that microphone.
Yeah, you must be. And before we run this though, if you could take, yeah, that's how we do it. So before we run the grinder, if you could turn the dial on the bottom of that, don't do it yet. But there's a dial on the bottom of that microphone. We'll crank it all the way down to nothing so that this isn't too loud. And then we'll crank it back up to 5 when it's time. Make sense?
Okay. Yes. Do you need an extension cord?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I can, if we move the table, I can get a little closer.
I got one right here. Easy day.
Yeah, it's better. Okay. And I'm going to need the meat.
Okay. You're all set up with your grind and
Yeah, so get the meat out and then I'll talk for a second and you can crank that down. I wouldn't mind a soda either.
soda or beer?
Beer'd be nice. It's an afternoon. We could have a beer with lunch.
We're not having lunch today.
That doesn't matter. We could have a beer for lunch.
You right?
I'm hungry. Can you give me a loaf of lunch, please? So you can do that after I start grinding. Well, you can. Well, pour the first because it's gonna get all foamy and nasty. So, and then as long as you're there. So yeah. So when we're done here in just a second or in a minute, once we're grinding, we bag everything up. Then we'll put everything out like in a pile, and we'll show you everything that we made from this one deer, a little bigger than a healthy dog. So yeah, good business.
Yes. Okay, so I'll start with one tray at a time.
And I know I didn't say it, but it was whitetail too. I know some people like whitetail and not mule deer. Some people like mule deer and not whitetail. I don't particularly care. For me, it's all about what they browse on. But up here, it's whitetail, and they're delicious.
Do you want me to just pour it right in the top?
Yeah, you can put it in the hopper.
Like it's already frozen?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, so you can't see it, but because we cut them into small chunks, there's already frost on top. It's not frozen, so this isn't like freezing and thawing. It's just stiffens up the meat a little bit. So it goes through the grinder a lot better. So.
Do you want me to get a spatula for that? Or?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so nice. They're nice and firm pieces. So Scoville's going to go ahead and just turn the volume as far down as possible. You might want to turn your volume down as well because we'll be running this grinder for a few minutes. We're going to do a double grind. We have 3 pans. And then we'll turn the sound back to a conversational level when we're done. So
do we want to show them the first grind after it's ground?
I'll show them, but I don't have to talk.
Okay.
So
Ready? I'm going to turn this down.
mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, it's all the way at 10.
It's all the way at 10?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should have been at 5. The line is on this side.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know.
Just turn it down to 0.
I don't know which one's 0, babe.
Man. We gotta learn how to use our equipment. You're supposed to be the producer here.
Okay, this is
Vámonos.
how it was. That's how it was. And I didn't touch it.
That's how it was?
That's how it was.
That's 0.
I didn't touch it.
Have you guys even been hearing us?
Well, they must have been hearing us.
Wow.
Oops.
Whatever. Just leave it, man. Turn it all the way down to 0 and leave it. If you guys weren't hearing us, I apologize because.
They've heard everything we said because we've answered their questions.
Have we though? I mean, I don't know. Are we communicating with them or we just. Whatever. Turn your volume all the way down.
Mostly lip reading. Come on, guys. You're supposed to tell us this.
Lechner, he said 5x5 on the volume. I don't know. Anyway, we turned it down up
Do
there.
you want me
I
to
don't know
just
where
take this
we're
off
at.
right now?
Huh?
You want me to just take that off right now?
No, because if you take that off, we can't control it, and then it's loud.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Start to grind.
Flip that mic in a different direction. Just turn it.
This one?
I'm just going to turn them both. But that way the mic's not even pointing at me. You didn't go all the way. Did it click?
Yeah, it clicked.
Okay. That way the mic is actually pointing towards the refrigerator. So any sound, it's picking up less of my sound.
Okay.
Whatever. Turn your volume down.
No, they all
Plug
said
it.
they could hear us pretty well.
Okay, well, good luck with this. I will. I just got to get started. That last bit of heat through.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, but I'm gonna need that other. You can get it out of there. I'm gonna need that other blade. We're gonna go with the smaller. You want the smaller blade, or you want to run the second grind the same?
No, I like the smaller blade.
So what?
And they could potentially hear us now. Maybe.
Possibly. So there's different grinder blades. This is the big wheel or big hole versus the small hole. And I don't know if you can see that. But this one, we generally put our first grind through because that way it really clips up all the little pieces of sinew so they don't get hung up too much. And then we go to the second one, which there's a certain way it goes in. Take this to the sink. It's kind of weird. It's not usually like a studio in here. It's just usually we have a little bit of freedom of movement. Okay. So that's all the ground burger, and we're going to double grind it just to make it a little bit more tender and juicy. Delicioso. Okay, put your ears on. Cool. That's awesome. You gotta be able to get rid of it. Gotta do it on mine, I think. You gotta go ban them. Ban them? Can you do it there? I might already have you as an administrator. All you have to do is click on your, hold the finger on your name. Block in with support. Support it first, and it might even go away after that. Actually, it doesn't matter. Just block them. Their comment should go away. Okay, if you could turn that mic back up to 5.
So I totally should have read who said that comment that they lip reading, because that was totally Kyle. And he was totally kidding.
Man, Macomb, don't you realize you're making it worse?
Oh, you know he's just laughing his butt off right now.
That he is. You're making it worse. Sheesh, man.
So
Okay, we're done with that.
Yes.
So we gotta show you all this beautiful meat. Oh yeah, Mikhail, giggity giggity. So here's what we just made. And if that is not the most beautiful grass-fed, free-range ground meat you've ever seen, then I don't know what is. So we're gonna bag it, and it's gonna look just as beautiful when we thaw it out and eat it. So we need 1 pounder.
yes.
And then we'll bring out our spoils and show the whole deal. And soon we'll be doing, most likely we'll be doing some sort of a kindred hide today. Because I think I have 2, maybe even 3 bear hides in the freezer. I know we got a few deer. Cynthia has at least 1 deer and a stack of sheep. I think there's an Icelandic sheep out there. Like, we got some hides in the freezer, and we're gonna have to get busy because we're running out of freezer space. They're all full of dead animal parts and nothing we can eat. So we're gonna have to remedy that. Know what I'm saying? For,
Remember we put the bags around them to fill them.
we did?
Yep.
Sweet. Then I need the, I can't fill that without, where's,
No, we just stuffed it with.
got it. Got you, okay. Trying to remember, it's been a while.
No, it was totally this.
You right. You right. I don't think I even need the, just poop. Ooh.
So Merkware said mostly lip reading. Heath said 5x5 on the volume. Lake Near said Budvar. Skogor. So Lake Near's here.
Cool. Which lake near? Drain?
Dreg.
Okay.
Merk said, I kid. Uncle Fox said, we heard you, LOL.
We heard you.
Yeah, that.
Did you put that back up to 5?
Yeah, so hopefully they can hear us now. Like Nick said, I can hear you guys pretty well. AJ said we can hear you over the grinder. Like Nick said what AJ said. I need a
We actually have a really, really good
Hold on,
microphone
hold on.
on it. So even when it's down to nothing, I guess it's picking up pretty good. We have a really, really good microphone attached to it right now.
I just gonna see.
I'm trying to find.
You want to pull some of it out?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be at the dotted line.
The line, yeah. Weigh it again. Just try and get it nice at 1 pound. I mean, if we get a little bit over, that's fine because we're. There we go, 1 pound.
So like Nick said, I need a meat grinder. AJ said I agree with you. I need one of those too. Same here. Uncle
Yeah,
Mike
I mean,
said-
we did this a lot by hand before we finally decided that it's just not worth the effort. That's a lot of cranking your meat.
Nope.
Yep. So that's a lot of that. And you always gotta keep putting it back in the fridge because when it goes to the grinder, the hand crank grinder gets warm.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep. I do remember.
And it was like, wow, like how do people do this?
Uncle
So
Fox said, nice burger looking good. And he also, Uncle Fox, all in caps said, what was that Goldie profile? When the thing was running. Hold
Yeah.
on, let me. I think we're close.
yeah, you can weigh it, and then I'll put some pieces in it.
Oop.
It's spam. My phone is ringing with spam right now. Usually I answer these and my phone is ringing yet right now.
Okay. 15.8. Just touch.
It's exactly the same, 0.02. So now I know that Mikhail's seen that my phone was actually ringing, so he's probably going to call me. Please don't do that.
Do you want me to go ahead and do these, or just?
No,
do
let's
them
just get
later?
these bags full
Okay.
while this stuff's nice and cold. We can tie those up in a minute. A little bit much. Work on that.
You know what we should have done is made burger patties and just froze the burger patties.
Could have.
But we don't have anything mixed in them, so.
Yeah. That's not fun. It's better to just stack them in the fridge like this and have them when we need them.
I know, but sometimes it'd be really nice just to pull out venison box burgers.
Well, if you want to make those, we can do those. We'll do them on the next year. But we gotta be ready to mix something in them, you know? End up in the same damn boat.
That one made no difference. Oh, there it is.
Sometimes it takes it a minute.
Look at that sun coming out there. We should totally
Go do some bay work.
go do a video. Oh yeah, we can do some bay work too.
This is the tube off the jerky squirter.
Not then.
So it just makes a really good loading tube for the sausage. Stew meat too, but we forgot that we did it that way. So next time we'll just have to watch our own video and remember the things we do.
Right. That might be. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, whatever, good enough. I'm not gonna count those extra ounces, they're all 1 pound bags as far as I'm concerned. Every one of them's like 1.02 or 0.03 ounces, but we don't gotta count all those little ounces, the 0 ounces. You know? Most we come up with is 2 extra ounces of meat, but who cares? You got a sneeze or something?
No.
Oh,
Why?
cause you kinda did that.
Yeah, he was building kind
Turned your head away. I don't know if you had to sneeze or if this meat grossed you out or
No.
what was happening. You're a pretty good meat packer.
That's enough fucking meat.
Did you learn that from your mom?
I learned it from.
It's getting worse.
It is getting worse. I'm just gonna.
You're making it worse. Just shut up.
Well, Kyle didn't say anything, so he's probably gone.
Yeah,
And he didn't call you either, so.
because he probably already left.
It's like they're no fun anymore. I can't do any more damage.
Get a little bit of that out of there. Ah. Yep. On the money.
Barney, are you waiting for Mom to cook your dinner for you? Your extra? He's like just hanging out by that bin, waiting for a leg to gnaw on.
It has been gnawed upon. It is said they eat the dead.
Your dog is totally speaking English or listening.
Hey, get out of the bucket. That's for the crows and the robins. Your food's in a different jar. I know. I know.
Hi, buddy. Light on that one. Fine.
Last bag.
Is that 1 pound?
About a half a pound probably.
Oh, then I should have used the 2 pounders. We could probably just stuff that right in here.
We'll just do a half pound.
I never use a half pound.
And we'll pull one out to add to something. I mean,
Usually I pull out 2 of these.
just get a 2 pounder then. This, I mean, it might not even, I mean, it might be a full pound, I don't know. It's close to a full, it's a half pound. A little over a half pound.
Hey, we can just bag it in here, I guess. Maybe if you would have fixed all that, it'd be a whole pound.
Wouldn't,
I know.
it'd just be have another ounce. That would have been 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it would have been 1 extra ounce.
Might have made a difference. There you go.
It wouldn't have, it would have been 1 extra ounce. Why are you being so difficult? That's it. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Okay.
Zip tie those. We'll pull everything out and show everybody the full spoils of this. And how easy it was to do. I mean,
Look at how little that looks.
yeah. Take that one and another full pound and just put them in the fridge. We'll just do something with them for dinner tonight. How's that sound?
I do have a spaghetti sauce. So this is just enough for that. I'll just use this.
For spaghetti sauce tonight?
Yeah, because I wasn't gonna put meat in it. I just was
Yeah,
gonna
you might
put
as
it
well
over
then. Yeah, that's fine.
some cheese tortellini. So,
Okay, yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
So let's get everything, let's zip tie these up and then show everybody what we got and then we can wrap this up.
And then we can let them go on their merry way
Got on their merry way.
until it's time to go head dresses.
Yeah, so you can go get a beer and get settled in for headdress hour.
I know. I want to go outside and pick some more stuff though.
Okay.
Hold on, I just.
Don't worry about it too much. We're gonna clean this whole area up in just a minute. So let's just get the basics done.
Just let me do it.
So, since we're no longer playing with our meat, get rid of that. Put my hood back on. The real star of the show is my Quest hood. Okay. So we want to get it down there. Get the air out of it. There you go.
Oops. I have 5 here. 5 are hanging out with, well, 4, because I'm here too.
That's okay. We didn't expect to break the internet with this one, but anybody that's interested. Did you want to weigh these out specifically, or did you just do 1 pound on them all?
No, it's just a pound on each. There's no reason to do that.
Count ounces on this one? I wouldn't think so either. They're not even ounces, they're points of ounces.
Yeah. So let's have those that are here guess what our poundage is.
Yeah, you guys seen, if you've been here, if you've been watching the whole thing, let's see what the whole total is, because we're about ready to total them all up.
Because we did mention the.
Pen?
We did mention all the other weights on this thing.
We did, yeah. So you have a rough idea anyway. So we say venison, burger, 1 pound. Venison, burger, 1 pound. Venison, burger. Burger, 1 pound. Should I put the date on them? You think that's going to matter?
Just the year. Just the year.
Just the year. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Venison burger, 1 pound, 2022. 2022. Now we use different colors for each deer, so we know exactly which deer we're dealing with. It just so happens she grabbed the blue pen or the green pen, so green it is.
Green for
But it's nice to know, like, sometimes it might be like, we might be like making a goulash or something, and we're like, yeah, we'll use that old rancid buck instead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice to know.
I do know what you mean.
Well, I was kind of talking to them again, but.
We put those, the date also.
I'll do that after. So we have, yeah, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, you just have those 4. You don't need it on the.
2022, and then 2022.
So you don't need it on
I
those.
know they don't need it, but I'm doing it already.
How do you get venison on your hat?
I must have adjusted it. So now we have roast, roast, roast for the gathering. We have 2 back straps and a tenderloin for the freezer. We have stew meat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 pounds of burger. So that's it. That's the whole deer. A small deer, a yearling button buck, no spots, so it was bigger than that, and not a lot of wasted meat. And then all the bones and everything else go to feed the ravens and the coyotes, and the hide is getting used. The head is going on the skull tree probably next year.
Did we weigh the stew meat?
The stew meat, yeah, I think we did. 1 pound, 8 ounces. You put it down there already.
Okay.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 pounds.
I got 6.5 pounds of that over here, so. 7, 14, 15, 16, 22,
That would be 2.2 ounces.
30. Huh?
Hold on. Add up all your ounces. Just add up all the ounces. All the points.
Yeah, no, this was one
TAC 8.
tack 8.
8.0.
Yeah. So.
And then you have the,
14,
hold on. Now you have
15.
6. Put the burger meat on it too.
Okay.
6 pounds tack. And it was a half pound, so it would have been 8 ounces. Yeah.
Okay, so 5, 7, 14, 15, 24, 26, 31, right?
So 31. Yeah, perfect. You know what you're doing. You know how to add. That's not the Common Core adding though. That looks pretty good.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I just lost it.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Do it this way. I hate to get off camera, but
Why don't I just flip the camera?
8 and 8, 16, right?
Yeah, you can use
So that's
16.
1 pound. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we'll get rid of that, 12, right, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's another one. Then we got 11, 17, right?
Okay.
So we'll make that an 8. And we'll get rid of those. That's one more. And then
Well, this was an 11. Don't forget, there was a 1 there.
11.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, so then we got 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11, right?
Okay.
That makes that. Was that a leftover?
That was right there. That was the dot.
So that one already got carried up.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13.
I did.
We're still here. We did not leave you.
Okay. So the total haul on that animal is 16 pounds, 11.1 ounces. Generally, you can depend on getting about 1/3 of the animal hanging weight as meat.
And we didn't hang it to see what the weight was.
We didn't weigh it. No, we did not. So 1/3 of that is usually meat, and we got 16 pounds. So you're looking at what, a 50-pound animal or some shit. So obviously it was a small animal, but this is all good edible meat. Didn't cost us a nickel. All we had to do was put a little bit of effort into it, and this will. Pretty sure most of it will go to feed the kindred in
Yes.
one way, shape, or form. We might bust open a bag of burger meat or something and throw it in a hamburger helper or a taco salad. But for the most part, all of this will be used up during our gatherings because it was given to the kindred, it was processed by the kindred, and it'll be consumed by the kindred because it was a gift from the gods. Right?
Yep.
Skål to that.
It's good.
So that's it. So maybe later tonight we'll come back, we'll go live, and we'll do our headdresses because we got a little bit of fine-tuning work to do, and we both have obligations while everybody else is working on their headdresses, so we can kind of get ours set up a little bit more tonight.
We're gonna go live potentially here with our headdresses.
Yeah, we'd probably do it right here. If we have any shop work to do, we can just go do it and come back in, right?
We'll be a few more beers into it.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna wrap this one up. We've been on here live for how long have we been live for? An hour and a half?
It's been a while. I don't know why we weren't getting the comments, so I'll just catch us up before you close it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So he said, so when does the Norseman Butcher Shop open for business?
Yeah.
AJ said the beautiful mess is going to make some of the best burgers. Uncle Fox said beer an important ingredient in the meat processing.
Damn right. Yeah.
Also beautiful. AJ said beer sounds good. Maybe a good ale. It is a Lake Paddler.
It's a pale ale. Yeah, it's a Lake Paddler pale ale from a microbrew, a local microbrew. I get it on tap. So.
If you're drinking mead, drink a glass for me. Go to Wood Bar and Skogel.
You know, we don't drink much mead. We brew a lot of mead, and really, if I tilt this camera up, you'll see what we have of it.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't really see.
Yeah, you can't really see the mead, but we don't actually drink a lot of mead, other than ritual. So there's what we have left on the mead, and we're probably lower than we've ever been before. And every one of those bottles is mead, except that one right there. That one is I can't get there. There it is. That one is a cider for the kids. But all of those are mead.
Yeah. Non-alcoholic.
Yeah, all those
cider.
are meads, and we're getting a little low, but we got 10 gallons sitting right there that will be bottled eventually. And then I have a bottle of everything I've brewed in the last 15 or so years, 1 or 2 bottles of that for my funeral. But we're not using that for bloat. So most of this goes to bloat. We don't ever just sit down and enjoy a bottle of mead, or very rarely do we do that. So.
Uncle Fox said, love the coloring scheme for the years. My granddad would just use black, and it was a constant struggle in the freezer, looking for years, literally.
Right, yeah. So we use the color scheme not only by the year we just write the date on it, but the color scheme is by what animal it was. Is this my elk or her doe or one of the kids' bucks? It's important because we know, and we'll end up, if we get a few animals in there in a color scheme, we'll end up just writing it on the index card and sticking it on the fridge. So then we'll know, and it's like, hey, go get me a pound of hamburger. Hey, which kind of hamburger do you want? Get one of that old nasty buck. And because we're going to put it in something where you're not going to taste that gaminess. Yeah. Chili or something like that. So, yeah, so how you use the meat sometimes depends on what animal it was.
Uncle Fox said, great haul, fantastic job processing it. AJ then said, I agree with Uncle Fox, it's quite a bit. Heath said, 20 pounds of meat is my guess, y'all.
Yeah, you're right on the money, right? Real close to it.
Yeah. Uncle Fox said, skull.
Yeah, you were off by what, 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not 3.5 pounds.
And AJ said, great stream, great seeing you, Skogo and Goldie Budvar. Looking forward to the stream later. We kind of have to do it now.
Yeah, I know, we kind of have to do it. So yeah, we're if you don't know what we're talking about, how many people we got here?
5.
5. So if you don't know what we're talking about with our headdresses, let me show you our headdresses real quick because we have to tune them up for this year's ceremony.
Yeah, and we went to our local animal parts store yesterday, getting some stuff to
So here's
put
yours.
on it.
So that's hers and here's mine. And we built these metal frames. There's a whole story. I'll tell that story later. But there's our headdresses.
I have to
for
show
this.
them. I have something living in mine.
Yeah, she has a spider living in hers right now.
Which I'm afraid of spiders. You can't even see it. Anyway, there's a spider web between the antlers, but I'm afraid of spiders.
So these are our shamanic headdresses that will go with some other garb and face paint and all of that kind of stuff when we do our Winter Nights bloat, our Alpha bloat, as well as our creepy maypole and all the other festivities and fun stuff that we do in the Northwoods. So fun stuff, right?
I like how you have stuff hanging. I might have to do something
Yeah.
like that. Here, I'll show them. I'll be back. Keep them entertained.
Oh, I'll keep them entertained. What are you doing?
Just grabbing some of the stuff we harvested yesterday.
Oh, some of the plants? Yeah.
We were driving home, and we just stopped alongside the road and gathered a whole bunch of stuff.
plants and stuff. And see, I got feathers on mine. I know it's hard to see, but we'll show them maybe a bit better later. I got feathers on mine that go out the back. It's generally pretty bare. I don't put a lot of vegetation in it, but I might do more this year. And then, since mine was like the pilot program, when we first made the metal rings, the hoop, the frame, I started with one just like over the center, and then I put my antlers on it, and it looked really dumb. It's like they went back and up, and it looked really weird. So I went ahead and just put on a separate one to the front. So then after that, everybody's we made with just a forward-leaning one. It was in a way better place than this, right? So everybody else's is a hoop with the forward-leaning one, but I have an extra one. So I got to figure out something else I can bolt onto that. Right. I could cut it off, but there's no point in that. I mean, I got an extra platform. I got a Goldie platform on mine.
I'm super excited to wear these again.
Yeah, we really do like our stuff.
Oh, they look at me.
Them bones and stuff are cool.
I love my rooster claws. Or my talons. I don't know if they're rooster or what.
They're cock knives. They're roosters for sure. Anyway, that's where we're at. So we'll do these later tonight. Get some work done on those. What else?
Let's see.
Any questions?
Uncle Fox said, great stream. Thank you. Gozy Bolivar and Scoble. Ryan is back. He said, I'm back again. Good time to come back. We're just leaving.
We're just bye-byeing.
But we're coming back again later tonight.
Yeah, we'll come back again later tonight. We'll build these. We'll work on these headdresses. Obviously, they're already built, but we'll do more.
And, okay, so AJ said, wow, those are amazing shamanic headdresses. And Uncle Fox said, agreed, AJ. Amazing.
Sweet.
We're done.
Okay, guys, we're done. We'll come back tonight, but we got to clean up the kitchen, and then, man, I'm hungry. So, we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. If you missed anything, we'll leave this up for, I don't know how long, probably forever. So you can go watch the replay. It's going to be kind of grainy and choppy. Nothing I can do about that. It's just the situation that we're in.
Hey, at least they don't have to lip read.
Yeah, at least you don't got to lip read.
Thanks, Mikhail.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to end this. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.